There's the right switch. Hey, we are back for a special earlier edition of the Expendable crew because the other game had to go on a temporary technical difficulties. But all the same, I want to show off something from the previous Titan's Grave. I've made Thundercluck shirts in honor of the brave hen that my character doesn't care about, but Andy thought letting the chicken have a vocal attack that did massive damage was hilarious.
See,
Yeah.
this is why when I'm a DM, things go crazy.
Yeah. But hopefully we'll have a few more players actually show up because some of them told me they were going to be here and then they overslept. But hey, we have Carrie back at long last. So we're going to just do some we're going to bring her back into the story. So quick recap. The crew just came back from Sigil after, becoming partnered with Acquisitions Incorporated. Came back to the city of Wildam, only to find out the king had died a few weeks earlier through assassination. There was a bit of a riot that has left a lot of buildings and people destroyed and dead, respectively. And the riot was, of course, quelled as soon as now Regent Nestor got the legions back in town to restore order in his typical way, which involved a lot of blades to the head.
Oh, so he's in charge now.
Hold on. We've got more story to go.
Oh my.
But yes, he is technically in charge of the city right now. However, King Atticus, formerly Archduke Atticus, is technically the ruler of the country.
Here.
Danny loves that.
What?
She's still. I'm recapping. You're still waking up. Get some coffee.
I don't have any.
Anyway, so what happened in the last game? Well, they were doing some investigating, and they found a noble who had a lot of bad things to say about poor Angela and her child. So they made a new friend, an imp named Pipkip, and with his help, they set her up to make a deal with him to forge some documents to make it look like she was actually related to the line of King William. And they immediately went ahead and told Regent Nestor what she was up to so that when she brought these papers in, they were prepared to read her mind, find out that she had made a pact with a fiend, and executed her on the spot.
What?
Pip-Kip finally claimed a soul. He's very happy, and he's going to hang around the group for a while because he thinks that if he can get a couple more of these, he's sure to get a promotion.
Oh my God, Angela's dead?
No, Angela's alive, but she's no longer in the city. The noble woman, Darby Lockridge, is dead. And the group has inherited all of her worldly belongings because that's kind of how the law works. That means
Because we're fucking ballers, that's why.
that means that Frick is now Lord Frick.
Oh,
And the group owns several mines, and that will produce some ongoing income for them, most of which Michael has already laid claim to for various projects.
Actually, once you hear Michael's ideas on how to use it, you will probably be looking at Michael going, "Why didn't you go into business?"
No. Okay.
well,
The last thing that happened in last week's game was that the group got wind that Mr. Claw and Mr. Crane were up to something, but as Trilike hasn't been in the city, he was very annoyed. Immediately went to go confront Crane, who it turned out had been devoured by the Oblex Belkin. There was a small confrontation. Everybody escaped alive except for the construct. And Trevor stormed out of the building and immediately went to go report this to the guards. We're gonna give
Yeah.
we're gonna give Danny just a few more minutes to wake up because we're gonna stick with that night. Michael is walking home alone when a bat starts fluttering around his head.
Just pulls out my lute and starts playing a soft tune, staring at the. You're a far, far away from nature.
For a minute, so I went down in a valley. So,
Oh, well,
you guys there?
yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can now. I
Okay.
lost you when I went down the hill,
Okay.
but I'm almost.
Okay. You're actually breaking up, so we're gonna go ahead and give it another minute for you.
Okay.
Okay. So instead of that night, we'll introduce Rihanna again later. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next day. You've all been sleeping at Lockridge Manor, which will at some point be renamed, I'm sure, but I don't want to step on anybody's toes on what you'll call it. The house is extremely ostentatiously decorated. Gold, green, and purple are the primary colors used. The furniture looks very, very expensive, which means that there's almost nothing comfortable to sit on. But you will eventually you'll find that the beds were in better shape, so everybody can get a long rest. But you'll probably want to refurnish the house at some point. And
God, he's good.
and so, I figure it was late at night. Y'all probably didn't do too much investigating of the house. So if you want to do that now,
Michael's gonna go looking for any sort of library that the house has.
okay, give me an investigation look. Well, no, perception is for the library. You know what? It's a library. It's not even hard to find. There's nothing of any real significance, but go ahead and give me the investigation just to see what you might find. And I will do some rolls. Most of it is the family history, which at some point there was actually a useful member of this family, I'm sure, because they had to be to earn noble status. But their descendants very quickly became a bunch of spoiled, darbies. So there's not too much really useful in the library.
Any sort of accounting records for the mines or anything like.
Yeah, there's enough, but most of that is handled by the various managers. But I already told you, this is how much money the mines will bring in. That all checks out.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Good.
But you do have
So
the proper paperwork to show them to prove you are the new owners.
Good. So I'll set that all up on the main table of the library and sort of display it out as each mine, like an overall view of each mine, how much they bring in, what their resources all are. That way, when everybody wakes up and is available to start looking over the stuff, it's readily on hand.
Okay.
And then I'll sort of raid any of the music that the library itself has, just to build my own repertoire.
Okay. There's a little bit of music. It's some more classical stuff, but things you might have already known. But it's good to have them available to you. So let's go ahead and because that's stuff we can do in downtime and chat for the most part. So let's go ahead and get to the actual day when you start to go out. The first thing anybody's going to notice is that the guards and various members of the Magus Guild are heading down into the sewers to look for the ooze that Trevor reported. And they also mentioned that this is an excellent opportunity to map some of the tunnels that have been ignored for so long. So they're just going to go clean out the entire sewer system of any miscreants.
Michael sort of looks to Trevor and goes, "Did you warn Simpkins?"
Why would I warn him? If he wants to be found, he'll be found.
Aren't they gonna like run into all of his traps?
Good point, but again, good point.
Should we go see Simpkins?
Honestly, I don't think he would understand anyway. He'll probably just offer them tea. I'm more worried about them.
Do you think we should probably tell your brother that there is a lich that lives underneath the city that is actually...
No.
So how do we protect him?
I mean, good question.
I think we should go talk to him. As out of it as he seems, I think once we mention there's going to be people searching the tunnels, they're going to find you. You might want to figure out a way to hide everything.
Can't hurt to try now that I think about it.
But while you two are talking about that, what's Kiara up to?
So you said, can we see these guards going into the sewer?
I did not hear any of that. What?
Is a guard going into the sewer?
Yes, they have some what you might refer to as battle mages heading into the sewers. There looks like to be about 5 teams of 3.
Oh. Again, I'm worried for Pip, whatever his name is.
He's right there with you. He can turn invisible when he needs to. But he's mostly in his majestic raven form.
I'm also worried about that. Where we're at.
So do you want to do a quick search for him?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even actually going to have you roll for that one because he was actually looking for you specifically. And as you're walking around the city, I'm guessing you're probably walking alone. You actually see him in a shadowed alleyway as he's trying to subtly get your attention.
Okay. Yeah, I look over there and I give a confused but also excited kind of look, and I run over there, trying to not alert anybody else in the area.
Okay. That's not too unusual to see somebody just crossing the street to talk to someone else. He just tells you, look, I really don't care personally, but you and those adventurers you hang out with might be interested to know in something I found while I was trying to relocate some of my gold.
I say, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go find him real quick. Stay here. If I don't come back, find me. And I'm going to now find the rest of the team.
Okay.
Unless you want.
That's not hard to do. You guys have all had earrings that allow communication, so once you're within a mile, you can give them a shout.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't
Yeah,
know if that was
we haven't needed them since you joined up, but they don't work over extreme distance. But as long as you're within a mile or so, it's possible for you to send short messages across to each other.
instead of an earring, I want it to be like a horn jewel.
That's fine. The way it's formed isn't really the important thing. It's just that
I
you
know.
can
I just wanted to
yeah
say.
you can decorate it however you like.
So yeah.
Mine's a cool little dragon, so I mean.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
guys. Wait, what's his name again?
Tabby. Tavi.
Tabby is wanting to tell us all some very important information and meet us in whatever specific alley we're in. I don't know the name.
She gives you some directions that you would recognize.
Let's see Tavi first, and then run down to the sewers and see Simpkins.
Probably fair.
One other piece of note keeping I forgot to mention. Since I didn't hear any objections to you hiring Tink and Bugger to be new employees, Sarah Vax has agreed to take them to Schult by means of teleportation circle, so he'll be back in a day or so. He's only authorized to spend that much money to teleport, for necessary reasons, so Omen won't let him spend gold just to jump back in an hour.
That's fair.
Oh, anyway, so you got your employees set up, but you don't have Saravax with you. Okay, so you all go and find where Tavi is waiting, slightly annoyed that somebody told him to wait. Typical, angsty young man tactics. I'm sure it reminds you very much of yourself, Trevor.
Maybe a little bit.
But he's actually slightly more relaxed to see Trevor show up. And he just says, look, you guys have been sticking your noses into a lot of things lately. So maybe you'll actually be interested in... there's a guard who's hanging out in one of the tunnels underground that I know of. He's a little bit more paranoid than I usually see guards. And it looks like he's been down there for a while. It's weird.
Interesting.
Okay. What's this guard's name?
I don't know. I didn't talk to him.
All right, take us to him, and we'll check this.
Would you take us to him? Is what he means to say.
And
I'm really sorry.
he gives you an appreciative nod for that statement. And he's, kind of looks around and is like, okay, follow me. And he's pretty careful about making sure that the entrance he uses underground isn't, within line of sight of anybody. I'm going to say it's probably going to take you guys at least an hour of navigating tunnels. Nothing too drastic, but after a while, actually, I think that, Michael, you're probably going to have the most trouble because there's not a whole lot of light underground. But he doesn't light up any torches himself.
I open my sword a little bit and pop it open and light it.
And he's going to tell you, put that away. This guy looks unstable.
All the more reason to need this, probably, but okay.
Look,
Michael, hold on.
I don't want to get shot, okay? And he just points up. He's about another 50 feet that way. You'll notice because he does have light. He's got a few candles there. You'll be able to find where he's hanging out. I'm going to leave now. See ya.
Thanks,
Okay,
Tabby.
And he kind of like throws up the hand as he's walking away, the yeah, okay type of thing.
The fact that this kid reminds me so much of myself is worrying.
I think that's a good thing, personally.
No. You do not want to know what I was like as a teenager.
You were probably an angsty dickhead who wanted to fight everyone to prove yourself and get out of your brother's shadow.
Okay, so you know what I was like as a teenager. Anyway. God, what are you, my father? Ugh. Anyway, okay.
Oh, since Carrie's here, Rihanna was. Were you stalking the group when you found out they were back in town?
Yep,
Are you in
as
the
always.
Are you in the sewers with them, following them where they're going now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you
If I'd
can.
been able to get on sooner, I was going to actually say something, but I couldn't get logged
I
on fast enough.
I
So.
honestly thought you would, and we've seen your sneak skills in the past, and they were all focused on following Tavi around.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we're not even going to do the check. You can officially enter when you're ready,
Okay.
because nobody notices one more bat in the sewers.
No.
It's where they hang out in the day.
Mhm.
But the rest of you guys, 50 feet until the mysterious crazed soldier. What do you do?
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Michael will keep his hand on Trevor's shoulder and follow behind.
It's not so
'Cause
dark that you're going to trip over anything. You'll have the most trouble, seeing a trap.
Harry.
All right, but you're walking along behind Trevor. Trevor, are you attempting stealth at all?
I'm trying to be quiet, but I'm not trying to sneak up on the person.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So you start walking along, and you hear a click.
Oh, shit.
And that's about the reaction I expected, because a board comes slamming out at you and shatters against your armor.
Oh, bored?
A board. It wasn't even a good board. It was a really bad trap. And it just shatters against your armor but it makes a lot of noise. You got about another 30 feet to go. You can start to see a tunnel with a little bit of light. Everybody give me a perception check.
Michael can't even see 10 feet in front of him.
I'm wondering what the hell just scratched my armor.
Yeah. All right. Kiara, you just saw some shadows in the cast by the light in the room up ahead. You're pretty sure whoever is in there heard that sound.
Hang on, I'm trying to think. What does this sewer specifically look like? Is there like a ledge over into the little water tunnel, whatever?
Actually, most of it is just underground tunnels. The sewer was sort of, some of the tunnels were made into a waste system, but for the purposes of this, we're going to say you're walking through just an underground tunnel. It's not exactly. It's actually not too bad. So you don't have to worry about walking through water or anything.
Okay.
The underground tunnel system is pretty massive. Just nobody's ever bothered to map it out because were-rats used to live down there.
Okay. Trying to think of something that's fast.
Okay. So you guys just keep walking on?
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
All right. It doesn't take you very long. And when you start to come up, I'm going to say you're within 15 feet of the room now. Tell me how you enter.
Hello?
Michael enters first, just keeping himself unarmed and trying to be calm, or as
Okay.
calming an influence.
So you walk in calmly, and an arrow strikes about 5 feet from your head. And you see this wild-eyed, disheveled soldier who's trying to reload a crossbow, but he also looks like he hasn't slept in a few days, and he can't even really seem to get the crossbow in first. Stay back! Stay back!
Hey, easy, buddy, easy.
And he finally gets the string pulled back, and the bolt is locked in, and he's pointing it at you. But he's pointing it at all of you.
Well, I'm not. You can't see me because I'm actually gonna. Before I enter the room, I didn't describe what I would do.
Okay, go ahead.
That, and I'm gonna kind of hang around up above the ceiling.
Okay, so you turn into a bat, and are you staying like in the dark?
Yeah, I'm trying to stay low,
Okay,
out of sight.
but you can easily hear what's going on thanks to bat ears. Okay, so he's just pointing it at Michael and Trevor. Wild-eyed, like I said, you can see the room. There's clutter, like he's set up camp here.
There's only one.
Stay back.
Easy,
Who
buddy.
sent you? I'm not going in.
Michael just raises his hands very, very like up in front of himself, showing that he's got nothing on him as a weapon.
And he just points that thing right at you. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not.
Did he
I'm
send
not
you?
doing anything.
I did everything he told me to do. Did he send you?
Did who send? Is it persuasion or deception to get him to actually tell me who he's talking about?
It's deception if you're lying. It's persuasion if you're being honest.
Ooh.
I have pretty good deception, shockingly.
I have a plus 13 deception.
I am not a bard.
Yes.
I give up.
I have a
Michael's trying to be deceptive about this.
Okay.
I will assist him.
I have a +9, so
You're also a bat right now.
If I'm being assisted, does that give me advantage?
Yes, it would. So I'm gonna, unless you contradict me, because I know Danny's still waking up, so I'm gonna give you a little bit of a break. I just assume you're both like, yeah, he sent us.
Yes, because now I'm curious.
Okay. He's like, I did everything he told me to do. I did it. Okay. I can go, right? He didn't tell anybody.
No, what? We're just here to help get you out. So, where did he tell you where he wanted us to take you? Because we hadn't been given a full report on where to.
No, I haven't seen him since. He made me do it. I didn't have a choice. I had to.
It's okay, buddy. Just relax. We're here to help you.
I have a spell that I can actually use.
Now that he's a lot slightly more relaxed, the bow isn't pointing at you, but it's pointing at the floor where he can pull it up if he feels threatened.
Michael slips his hand into his bag of holding and pulls out his lute to start playing very gently.
That is so long
And
I can't
he
even read it.
It was an accident.
Oh, okay.
And he casts detect thoughts on the guy.
Okay. All right.
Trevor's just side-eyeing Michael, like, did he do it? I think he's did.
He's a little bit confused by the music playing, but he doesn't detect that as a threat to him. As the thoughts you get, he hasn't slept in over a week. Well, except for, the occasional time he passes out. So his thoughts are very erratic. He is paranoid. And if you want to try to do that deeper look,
Yeah, I do.
okay, is that a wisdom save for him?
I think so, and
He didn't do good, so it doesn't matter. No matter what bonus he has, a 6 isn't going to beat you.
Yeah, a 6 when the spell save DC is 17 is just not.
Yeah, he doesn't have a 12, so. And I forget exactly what you can see. I think you can basically read his mind more or less.
Yeah.
You can see what he's afraid of, which is odd because the person is almost like out of focus. What is it greatly is in focus to the point where it stands out is the black feathery cloak the man is wearing. The man's saying something to him. Again, the words don't really seem to come into place, but whatever he's saying is making him afraid. And then you hear you see him handing him the arrow and saying, "Shoot this, and no one will ever have to know." And no matter how hard you try to focus on the man in his vision, it's still blurry. And you realize this soldier doesn't even know why he's afraid. The thoughts are just not there. The connections aren't there.
It's like he's been compelled.
It's something like that. Rihanna, are you attacking?
No, sorry,
Okay.
that's me. I was just seeing if my thing was working.
Yeah, okay. We're actually going to have to find a way to shorten that down so I only see the attack. It's literally so long.
I know.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix it.
All right,
It's
no problem.
so long.
Yeah.
It's so long. That's what she said.
Yeah.
I know, it is what I just said.
Okay,
Michael-
back to this crazy guy with a crossbow.
Michael just tells him we know a place that you can go that's safe for the time being, while we figure out a way to get you out of the city.
They're not looking for me.
No.
He didn't
No,
tell
they're not.
anybody.
No.
And with that, the
Do I
crossbow.
know this soldier at all? Randomly?
Give me an intelligence check.
Oh, great.
You're not
Plus
an
one,
idiot.
guys.
Hmm?
I don't fucking know this guy.
Yeah, you might have seen him around, but he doesn't. He's low ranked, so he probably never really stood out.
No.
Would
Lower
I
rank
with,
than me.
would I with my spell be able to draw his name out from his head?
Yeah, his name is actually Robert, and I'm going to say because he's rolled so poorly on his wisdom that you can tell that whatever this cloaked man did to him is only been compelled by the fact that he murdered the king, and the fact he hasn't slept much in a couple of days has just been adding on to the trauma. So most of his current insanity is just feeding on itself. But when you tell him that it's going to be okay, the crossbow falls to the floor and he passes out right there.
Okay, then.
Michael reaches into his bag, pulls out rope, and hands it over to Trevor. He's the one who did.
You cut out what, Michael?
He's the one who killed the king.
Him?
He's under compulsion, I think. But he's the one who did it.
Ah, fuck. Great. Alright, well, I'll go tie him up.
Okay.
Let's take him to...
I think it's a dexterity to tie a knot. I'll let you have this at advantage. I just want to see how good the knots are.
Wait, how close are you guys to the guard?
Well, they're probably standing over him right now because he just passed out.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
So, yeah. We need to take him to your brother.
Yeah? Who is going to be absolutely fucking thrilled one of his soldiers.
But it's still a lead, and your brother has better ability to draw out how he was compelled to do this because he is absolutely terrified. This is our.
Yeah? Well, like, where's Kiera?
Still a bat.
A bat starts fluttering around the door.
Okay, I'm guessing that's her.
Yeah, let's get him there now.
I'll throw the guy over my shoulder.
Okay.
I was like, wait, maybe that would be better.
What?
Oh, I forgot. Claw is probably with you too.
Who?
I was thinking
Your
maybe
raptor.
I could.
Your battle mount. Fang.
Oh, you mean Fang?
Yeah, whatever his name was.
Why would he be in the sewers?
Did you leave him back at the house?
That or at a stable that
Okay,
I
then.
paid extra to put a predator in.
Okay. Well,
And
you know if you tell him not to eat the other horses, he won't do it.
Okay.
But
Can
okay.
actually be a bear instead of a bat, so I can carry him.
If you do that, I'm going to say that you're going to need to burn a wild shape to become something larger. I let you get away with small animals, but if you turn into a bear to carry this guy, I'm going to make you burn one.
I got it. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, Trevor's strong.
Okay.
Oh,
Michael's
hey, look,
surprisingly
there's
strong.
another bat flying after you guys, Kira.
Is that Pip Pip?
How
No,
many bats do we know?
Pip-Kip can only become certain animals, but bat's not on the list.
In fact, isn't Pip-Kip, because Kiara is a bat, wouldn't Pip-Kip stand on Michael's shoulder? Because otherwise
or
he'd
he's
have-
flying along invisibly, whichever one suited him best.
Yeah.
You know
really-
he's
Oh, yeah.
there, he just doesn't get involved.
Yeah. By the way, Pip-Kip, thanks.
For what? I mean, you're welcome, but what'd I do?
Oh, just thank you.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to keep a list of all the good stuff I do, so when I make a report, I can get promoted. I think I can be a bone devil after this. That's like 3 ranks higher.
Congratulations, I think.
Yeah.
It's good to have a dream. It's good to have a dream, Pip-Kip.
Michael, what did we do?
We're slowly descending into our own madness.
Okay. least somebody
Slowly.
knows.
You guys dive right down the rabbit hole. Swan dive.
Okay, let's get him
Okay.
up top.
So, Rihanna, you've been listening with echolocation, but a minute later, Trevor's walking around with this tied-up guy slung over his shoulder. Even for this group, things are getting weird.
I'm just gonna keep watching.
Yeah, I think with echolocation, you do know that there's something floating around with them, and you can hear it talk then, but you don't see it because Pip-Kip's invisible.
Great.
It
That's
could be Tiberius.
disturbing.
It could be.
Okay, so you guys are heading out of the sewer,
Yep.
heading straight for the castle, I assume?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If I can find a person above me, I'll snag
Michael,
them.
before we actually get out onto the streets, though, Michael will wrap the guy up in a blanket as well. That way it looks like as if Trevor is just carrying around a giant, sack of goods.
You mean it looks like he's carrying around a guy wrapped in a blanket?
Yeah, you can't really hide that. In all fairness. Otherwise, it looks like I'm carrying around a dead body too, which just looks even worse.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
can.
Michael does have some, goodwill, even if he's currently out of, I guess you would say,
I'm not so much at the top of the shit list. I'm more at the bottom.
I would say, Michael, I'm trying to think of how I phrase this. He's out of the side of the chain of command at the moment, but the people in charge still recognize him, and his soldier background gives him a lot of leeway as long as they don't, as long as he can explain why he's carrying around a potentially dead body.
Oh, you're talking about me. You keep calling me Michael.
Sorry, Trevor. There's too many
I am
of
not the bard.
There's too many of you, and you're all acting insane. Forgive me.
I'm behaving myself for once.
Yeah, Rihanna is the voice of logic because she's keeping her mouth shut.
We don't have Frick. We don't have our voice of reason right now.
Yeah. Okay. But you are heading back towards the castle. You were probably more in the North Galt when you came out, so you got a little ways to walk. And it doesn't take any perception roll to see the entourage that is marching through town, shoving people out of their way. They carry the banner of King Atticus. The new Archduke has arrived.
Oh, great.
They still have a little ways to go before they get to the castle, but they're taking the most direct route. Do you want to try to just follow in their wake?
Let's try to get there before them.
Yeah.
Okay. That's going to be dexterity rolls.
Can I use acrobatics?
While you're carrying a person? I mean, you can, but this is more about how you're moving as a group. So let's make it a test. Each one of you that's involved in delivering this guy needs to make one roll. It can be what you think is going to help you get a body to the castle first. Okay. Michael can start moving around people. Trevor's doing pretty good at moving with a body.
It was either Dex or Strength. I'm like, this seems more like Dex.
Well, you've also got to move with the body, but I'm letting them help you with him. So, Kiera, what can you add to the test?
I need to do a dexterity.
Okay. Roll a dexterity for us.
Is it a dexterity save or just a dexterity?
Just a check. Kiera is tangled up in a crowd, and it's actually, like when you try to push through a mob of people and you somehow become part of the mob. She more or less, just walked in the wrong direction for 20 feet before she could get out of the group. She's playing catch up now. But you're trying to take side streets. The two of you are hauling this guy around. You're like, move, official business. We're with the crown. People are moving out of your way. But because
technically, that's not a lie.
No, that's not a lie. It's all very honest. But unfortunately, the way you're trying to move around people, you're not going to beat this entourage who's going through the crowd. And they arrive at the castle gates about the time Randolph is there to meet them. And you can hear as someone says, "By decree of King Atticus, Lord of Attica, I am here to take control of this measly town without a proper ruler. You may refer to me as Archduke Marcus." And at least two of you know who that is by reputation.
I was going to say, is this the one we've been talking about?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Marcus Spirithelm the Exalted.
Oh, not that twat.
Yeah, Michael, you would just see Trevor's face completely fall.
And I want everybody who's there to make a perception roll for this group.
I would have left the, before I left the sewers, Andy,
Mm-hmm.
I would have reverted back to my form and then used, my masculine faces to make myself just look like a regular human and keep following these guys.
Yeah, that's what I figured you did.
Okay.
So you can make a perception check also, because I assume you were there with them.
Okay. Gotta find it first.
Right.
I'm trying to update all my stuff, and I'm not getting it done very fast.
Okay. Very good. So everyone who got over a 15 sees that he's got a group of knights with him. Their armor looks slightly different. Trevor, Trevor and Rihanna both, it reminds you a little bit of what Trilike has been wearing, in that it seems to have some extra glyphs and runes that run along it. Very shiny. And you also notice that they are carrying some weapons that... Do you remember when you took that little trip to Koalish's lab and you had to go through the Monastery of the Distressed Body? They look like they're carrying weapons that those cultists carried around.
Awesome.
Interesting.
I thought it might be. And you also, everybody with a 15 or above, notices that there is a half dragon that is wearing mage's robes with them.
A what?
A half dragon. Actually, a black half dragon, if that makes any difference to you.
Interesting.
So is it like, in a sense, a dragonborn?
No, they're slightly different. A dragonborn is a race that says that they descended from dragons, but a half dragon is the actual offspring of a dragon and some other creature.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're like my favorite race in D&D.
A half dragon happens when a bard manages to get a natural 20.
Dragons can polymorph, and therefore they can have children with other races. We're not going to get into any more specifics, Kyle. You were trying. Back to the discussion that is happening. It's like, who has been running over this city since the fall of the prior king? Randolph steps forward. Rihanna, I'm going to assume that wasn't an actual attack, and you're just testing.
No, I'm just making sure that the info is correct.
Okay, just needed to check.
No,
I know what happens in these situations.
Yeah, I'll let you know if it's for real. I'm just trying, because none of these cantrips can be dragged in, so I'm having to type them all in.
Okay, good. Just wanted to double check. So he's like, yes, the guardian of King Wilson. Fine job you did there. You are relieved of duty.
Wait, does that... In Michael's... Does that mean that Randolph's just been fired?
Yes. It's like, in fact, we need proper protection around this city. A experienced legion will be coming in to take over protection while we reform this fallen city into something fitting of this new country. And he looks at the black hand that follow Randolph and say, "You are all relieved of your duties."
I'm going to walk forward.
Okay. You push through the crowd. Are you still carrying this body?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Michael walks beside. Michael walks just like 2 steps behind him. Pretty much, like, if Trevor is pretty much showing that Trevor's the captain of this small little group in doing that.
The half dragon takes notice of this, and with a whispered word, several of these weapons from the cultists that the guards are carrying are now pointed at you. Marcus turns around. Who are you to approach the Archduke of this land?
All due respect, Archduke, I'm not approaching you. I'm approaching my brother.
Ah, the brother to the failure. You can address this citizen when I am not in the middle of a proclamation. Get back in place. Why are you carrying a dead body? Arrest this
And
man.
he's not dead. I just
And-
drop him.
Well, they last thing the knights heard was arrest this man.
Michael will actually stand in front of Trevor and go, "My captain wishes to bring before Randolph the assassin of the king."
Well, this is good tidings indeed. Men, execute them all.
What?
I suppose we can let the bounty hunters go. They were only doing their job. Execute that man. And they start dragging the unconscious Robert. And Marcus is like, "My citizens, this is a truly joyous day. Not only have I come to relieve you of the inadequacies of former leadership, we have the royal assassin himself. What a grand way to mark my ascension into the rulership of this city."
Archduke, the man was compelled. Might want to question him before you start cutting off heads.
Michael's going to try and persuade this on a gentler note.
You can. I'll let you do the persuasion.
I hate it when I roll a 2.
He says, his reasoning is beside the point. And 2 of these staves are actually leveled at his head.
Sir, with all due respect, without only taking out the assassin does not leave a threat. It does not.
There
end
is
the
no more threat. And 2 blasts of energy take his head clean off. I am here to protect people. There is no more threat.
Yeah, good luck with that.
The now lifeless body hits the ground. I believe I have just made my policy on insurrection quite clear.
How does the audience kind of react? How do all the civilians?
I'd say very much like you guys just reacted. No, you could hear a pin drop. Although, there is just a few gasps. Randolph doesn't look very happy with the situation, but he was in his, I've been referring it to his executioner's armor, the one with the clawed gauntlets, the one he wears out when he's going to make a statement. So it's sort of hard to see his face through the helm.
I kind of like motion Michael off and I go stand next to my brother.
Okay.
Michael will stand out in the crowd.
Behind him, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll let you give me a perception roll since you're right next to your brother.
do I get advantage?
I'm going to say the 16 is enough that you know his body language pretty well. He's not happy.
Oh, okay. I mean, he's never really happy, but okay.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway, Marcus just turns back and says, "Why are you still here? Leave." Randolph steps forward. "Sir, that man had information that could have told us about a failed line that no longer has any relevance to history. Let them be washed away. Stand aside. You are no longer relevant."
I'm just watching him closely.
The gates are opened, and he doesn't put up any fight as the the procession walks by him. The new ruler of the city, which, I think he's going to name the city after himself. The city is no longer Wildom. It is now the city of Spirit Helm.
Michael just saddles up to Trevor now and goes, Cap, what are we going to do?
I look up to Randolph. Well, they couldn't have picked a more charming person.
No, he couldn't have. And with that, he storms off, and his Black Hand actually walks with him. All of them now citizens.
Michael just looks at Trevor. I never would have thought there would be a day when I would be looking at Randolph going, I think you're right, but this is one of the few times I'm just sitting here going, oh God, he was right, and somebody just pulled a big shithead.
Yeah, there's a lot of history between Spirit Home and my family, so.
The crowd slowly starts to depart. The proclamation is gone. You hear the town criers out with this information almost right away. The broadsheets are going to be updated just as soon as they can.
And we're not going to get paid. I was actually going to be slightly more competent in your brother's eyes. I feel quite wrong.
I think I'm going to follow him, Michael. I'm going to see what his plan is, if he has one.
You want me to go with you?
I mean, he kind of hates you, so that might be a bad idea. in all honesty, he fucking hates you.
I think this might be one of the few times where me being used as the punching bag might be of benefit for somebody.
Yeah, he'd kill you.
Like as if that hasn't been done twice already.
Point. Alright, fine.
You know what? I'm going to say, Michael, if you try to follow, make a wisdom roll.
Oh, shit.
Let's see if you really believe. Oh, yeah, this is a fine idea.
Trevor's like, this is a really bad idea, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay. So you guys follow. They basically head for a local tavern. And I'm going to say you already know that with him in there, it's going to be a little crowded.
So we just calmly walk in there and I keep my mouth shut.
Okay. Well, he basically starts to drink. His men are all there with him, and there's not a whole lot of discussion going on amongst them just yet. But they all seem to, the same question seems to ripple among his men as, what is going on here? This isn't right. We got to do something about this. This can't stand. Randolph doesn't say a word.
Michael nudges Trevor over towards Randolph.
I'll go join him.
All right, they'll let Trevor through. A drink gets put in front of you.
I'll sit by him.
Okay. He doesn't say anything. He's just his helm's off. He's not drinking heavily. He's taking those thoughtful sips, like someone who is planning things. Oh, Michael, the cost of the drinks isn't really the issue here. This is sort of like the Soldier's Tavern. And they don't like you that much either.
Randolph, you take out that helm and you have helmet hair.
He glares at you for that. His glare is pretty intimidating.
It looks great on you.
You get the narrow-eyed glare. The one that says, if you don't have something productive to say, shut up.
So, what do we do?
He doesn't say anything. He just turns back to his drink.
Do you know anything about a feathered cloak?
He doesn't say anything.
I only ask because it's been a common theme around everything lately. We had questioned him before Archduke Dumbass decided to
I'm standing
jump
there,
right on there.
I would think, right? I am standing there with...
You're there with them.
Okay. He's just disrespecting you, right, Trevor? Or, right? He's
What?
kind of answering any of your questions.
Michael will put a hand on Kiara's shoulder and just shake his head slowly, pulling her. You don't want to go there. You really don't. I'm probably one of the few people who has taken a sword from that guy and is living. You don't want to do that.
Oh yeah, you literally did that.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, they interfered in one of his executions once upon a time.
Michael is literally the only human being on the planet who can stand up and say, I took a beating from him and can live to tell the tale.
I'm just, as you do that, Michael, I'm looking you dead in the eye, and you don't know it, but I'm casting thaumaturgy to make my eyes glow with anger.
Just let it go. Just let it go. They're brothers. This is their thing.
This is us bonding. We're doing great.
Yeah, Trevor hasn't been knocked out yet. This is fantastic, actually.
Yeah, yet being the keyword. But
They
Michael, come here.
throughout it all. Yep. Michael will come over.
Whatever.
They step aside and let Michael walk up. Randolph freezes.
I know, Randolph. But he was the one that was able to use the detect thoughts spell on the guy. That was how we found out what he was. Who he was. So he has more details than me. He can explain it better.
I couldn't, no matter how much I focused on what was in the guy's mind, it was still just a blur. I couldn't even focus on the words, but whatever this guy said had him absolutely terrified and compelled to kill the king. I go through, give the full description of what I could see. And oddly enough, Michael's taken on a very military demeanor for this debriefing. He's trying to actually be professional, which is not normally something that anybody's seen out of him.
Okay, I'm trying to think. I will give you a choice between persuasion and performance because you are, putting up more of a military act, which is not your normal. I know they both fall under charisma, but you might have bonuses to one.
It's more of a persuasion thing, just because it's more professional than what he normally is, but because he's a skald, he is trained for battle. So he's not a full soldier, but he can be a support soldier.
All right, that's fair. His clawed hand grabs you by the front of your shirt and pulls you in. And he says, "One more time."
You just cut you cut out, Andy.
He grabs you by the front of your shirt, pulls you in, and whispers, "One more time."
You cut out again, I think.
Oh dear God!
Is it one more time?
Yes, Michael, did you hear that? I'm trying to be dramatic, and it's being ruined.
Michael goes through the entire debrief again, giving the soldier's name, all the information that he had, everything, and just stares Randolph in the eye. He's putting on a good show of not being terrified because he doesn't want to actually. He doesn't want to.
That's
actually,
a performance role. I think that's a performance role at disadvantage, actually, but it's same thing. Okay, you relay the information, everything you saw in his mind, and I didn't get into this too detailed before, but you do see him going through the act, how he shot the arrow through his own shadow with the intention of it coming out of Wilson's shadow to strike him dead. And you relay all of this to him. He lets you go, and he turns around to his men, and he doesn't even say anything. He just puts on his helmet and walks out, and they all file in line to follow him. This is more of the military style march.
Trevor?
I look at Michael.
Trevor, your brother's about to go to war.
The bar empties out. There's the three of you and one lone person in the bar.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
a rather plain-looking human woman walks by Michael, and as she does, she bumps into him and says, "Did you miss me?"
Can I recognize that it's Rihanna's voice?
Oh, I definitely let it be my own voice.
Yeah.
Michael
Did you miss me, darling?
Michael just turns at that and he kisses her full on.
Oh, okay. That was unexpected.
Finally.
Oh, I see you guys have been up to no good, trying to get yourselves beat down again.
Yeah, Michael just grabs Rihanna by the hand and starts pulling her out and pulling her after Trevor.
What is going on?
Story, yeah, we just found the assassin of King William, who was killed about 2 weeks ago. We've been King Wilson about 2 weeks ago. There was that entire debacle, which you probably saw, knowing you, being anywhere and everywhere.
I know what's going on.
We're owners of a franchise of Acquisitions Incorporated in the city of Sigil.
I know that as well.
Frick is now Lord Fricktastic and owns several mines throughout the realm. And I think Randolph is probably about to go to war, and we should really, 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 really either stop him from doing something that ultimately he might not enjoy all that much, or try to mitigate the civilian casualties.
Yeah, I say let them kill each other. We should stay out of it. Besides, I've got more fun things to be doing.
Rihanna?
Yes?
If Randolph's men go to war with the Archduke, with the Count, there's not going to be much of a city left, I take it.
They don't have to stay here.
Yeah, but that's a lot of innocent people.
Well, obviously there's something not copacetic going on here. I mean, unfortunately, they killed that man before you guys could tell them everything. Who hired him?
A guy in a black feathered cloak.
Really?
Gave him an arrow of shadows to be able to perform the assassination.
Andy, would I know who this person is from all of my contacts and dealings and things that I've done?
I'll let you do a history check.
Okay.
A lot of people in a lot of fancy cloaks.
But I know who I can talk to find out who this might be.
Yeah, you got a few contacts.
Yeah. A feathered cloak. Interesting. Arrow of shadows. Intriguing.
Now, you do know who sells unique weapons in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Trevor, they're basically heading back to your house, the original Nestor Manor.
Okay.
But in this particular case, you're not invited to this particular meeting.
Wait, did they just jack Trevor's home?
Well, technically, it's Randolph's home, too.
Yeah.
But when the door basically shuts before you can walk through it and you hear the latch, you sort of get the feeling that this is more of a private meeting.
Did Michael and I follow after Trevor?
Sounded like
And
it,
then-
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When we catch up to Trevor, I'll look at Trevor and say, I can get you in.
I don't like this.
I know. Do you want in so you know what's going on? Or do you want me to go in?
I don't want him to do something stupid.
Oh, Trevor, technically you do own a key to your own house.
True, but I don't want to intrude.
Oops.
But
Sorry.
That's a fair thought line.
Look, either we go in there and find out what's going on, or we go home and figure out what we're going to do.
Trevor Rain is probably the best one able to figure out what is going on.
would you do that for me?
Of course. We're family, aren't we?
Really want to be family with me?
Not that asshole. You're part of my family.
Yeah.
You guys are all I have left.
Where's your son?
He's safe. But I don't know that I'll ever get to see him.
We'll find a way.
You guys do suddenly hear a disembodied voice. Hey, I bet I can get in there.
That is true.
Pipkin,
Let's try this again. See if I can bounce myself.
are you sure you could handle being in an entire house filled with what I think are paladins?
I don't feel too much radiant energy off of these guys. It's fine. I mean, I don't want to be around that stuff. I mean, one time I saw Lick Spittle. He really got into some trouble.
I
He
just
got
grabbed his beak and shut him up.
okay.
Sure, I try to find him.
Make a dexterity check at disadvantage. He is invisible.
Now, after Trevor knew that I
You
had been able to break into his
grab
home,
the invisible imp.
wow, that's impressive.
That's
Okay,
pretty-
I can there, boy.
Rihanna, you could probably go in through my window again.
Upstairs.
So what happened whenever I was gone?
What time of day is it, Andy?
It's still fairly early. I'd say it's about an hour or so before noon.
Okay, so I would have to actually climb up there to
Yeah,
get in.
you would probably be seen because it is the middle of the day. So if you climb up, you're going to be in full view.
What are we doing?
Does anybody have an invisibility throw on me?
I don't need air, but I'd still like to talk.
Yeah, just make me invisible. I'll get up there.
I'll let him go.
Okay.
Michael's just done that. He lays his hand on Rihanna, and she suddenly disappears from view.
Okay.
Nice.
And Pipkin's like, look, I have a lot of useful things to say. You should probably let me talk more because
Pip,
So I'm just gonna
I'm gonna
walk
go.
away from
I'm
him
gonna
and
go
back to
up
my cell.
into a window, and you hear him flutter off, and Rihanna wanders off.
Yes, and I'm going to
we'll
attempt to
fuck up
climb.
across the street somewhere.
So,
Nope.
so wait, what are we doing?
Well,
We're standing outside of Trevor's house. His brother, the former commander, has gone inside with the entire entourage of the Black, which was the former king's guard, and they've locked themselves inside.
What are you guys trying to
debrief.
do? Because I was thinking maybe I could go up there and sneak my way through.
and just about the time when you kind of hear Rihanna fall into the bushes.
We just
Damn
hear
it.
bushes and a little.
Oh,
And that's why I say we'll just fuck off across the street.
Yeah, and you're
Okay,
going across the
let's try
street,
this
and you
again.
suddenly hear that.
in the earring, I'm like, ouch.
Michael just whispers into it. Are you all right, sweetheart?
Absolutely, no problem.
And you got the
Alright,
hang
that's-
of it this time. You remember where all the handholds are.
Yeah.
You flash back to the time you broke into his house. And
Anyway,
And you found me when I was sleeping, but you didn't know it was me.
and
I know.
you get up to the window, which you hear rattling, and you hear an infernal. Why won't this damn thing open?
because it's locked, you idiot. Let me unlock it.
Hello,
Hey,
Homura.
who's that? Who are you? Hey, this is my job. I'm on this job. Who are you? And then you feel as small hands start tapping you, trying to figure out where you are. Yeah, you pop that open.
Here you go. Now
Okay.
just don't get us in trouble.
You're a pretty useful assistant. I think I'll keep you around. And then you hear the fluttering of wings.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so once inside, I'm immediately going to stealth so that I don't make noise to alert anybody to anything.
You can make that an advantage. Okay, yeah, you do pretty good. And they're in the middle of their conversation, which has a lot to. I'm going to say you do need to make a perception. I'll bet you make this an advantage also because you can get right at the doorway. All right. So the first floor was pretty well gutted by a fire during the initial riots, but they're still just gathered around a charred table, and they're talking. It's like he wouldn't have killed him if he had one wanted to hide something. You all know Spirit Helm. He is not known for his subtlety. He was probably just putting on a show for the purpose of intimidating everyone. Atticus isn't a proper king, and we know it. He's the rightful successor. If we try to do anything, we are the ones who are going to be launching a war against the entire country. And the conversations tend to go back and forth like that for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Randolph is actually the voice of reason in that if you assault the rightful heir, then it's a matter of you either win or you get horribly executed because you have to take on everybody. He's basically pointing out that they don't have a legion anymore. They are on their own. Unless, of course, they have something to get the rest of the people behind them. And then there's a little bit of debate about who the cloaked man could be. And let me just do a roll to see. Ooh, you hear the name Palazzo mentioned, but nobody really has anything to. There's not a whole lot said about him. You just hear that name a couple of times, and they remember he had a very immaculate feathered cloak he wore everywhere.
Okay. So they know who he is?
It sounds like it.
Hmm.
You don't hear any specifics about him because with what they rolled, it's kind of like everybody's like, okay, well, where was he last time you saw? You know, I always saw him at, well, he was always at the taverns or the restaurants. He was always talking to people. No one ever really seems to know where he lived or what he did. They refer to him as Lord Palazzo, so you assume he's nobility, but nobody can ever really pinpoint, you know, like what lands he held, you know,
Mm-hmm.
how he was a lord. Was he even from this country? Maybe he was just visiting.
Hmm. Okay.
And I'll let you make one more history check.
Okay.
Okay, no. The name is not that familiar.
Okay. So I will listen until I feel like I've got enough information from these guys to go back and share with these guys. So if there's anything else that they're saying that you think would be important, I'll hang around for that.
No, because once I start getting into a discussion about who Palazzo is, it tends to become a lot of questions of nobody can really
Mm-hmm.
pinpoint any details about him. They then start like, okay, well, does anybody remember what he looked like? He was human, dark hair, average height. You know, does that sound quite right? And it's going to sort of degrade into some of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then I will quietly make my way back upstairs to
Okay.
exit the house.
Okay.
And I will try not to hurt myself climbing down. Need some rolls from me?
Yeah, let's do that for fun. Getting down's the easy part. Getting down safely.
Ouch.
You remember that thorn bush?
Yeah.
You're going to take 3 points. Let's call it, well, I guess it doesn't matter, but piercing as you fall right into the thorn bush. A moment later, there's a little bit of a fluttering, like, why didn't you take this? Why didn't you just fly?
Because I can't.
Well, that makes you a lousy spy. Uh-oh.
I'm
And
gonna,
he suddenly slams the shutters.
I'm gonna like swat around and see if I can smack him.
Make a dexterity at disadvantage. No, you miss him.
I want to know why you slammed the shutters.
Rihanna, do you stay lying in the thorn bush?
No, I get the hell up and get out of there.
Okay. So, a few minutes later, you can cross the street to where you see your friends. Apparently,
yeah, I'm still invisible.
Yeah.
And I'll walk right in front of them.
Michael has his unending bag of marshmallows. I don't know where he keeps getting.
They're always part of the ration.
Yeah. And I walk up to them and I like, I'll just reach out and like poke Michael right on the forehead.
He'll look up at that and go, was that a finger or the tip?
That was my finger.
Woohoo!
Yeah, let's get out of here so I can talk to you guys.
Yeah.
So where do you guys go?
It looks back to the manor.
Okay.
I'll just stay invisible till we get there.
Okay. I think it wears off after about an hour or so, but
Yeah.
No, just for the sake of it, I'm just gonna be a micro griffin. Just walk around.
okay.
The other one, I forgot what's his name.
Tiberius.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a fart.
Okay.
Use the marshmallow, I think.
Once we are actually back inside the manor, I'll drop all illusions and just be myself. And I'll look at Trevor and say, well, I don't think you need to worry too much. Your brother is not looking to just go to war.
Yeah.
Well, he was actually the voice of reason of that group. The rest of them sound like they wanted to go after it right now.
Hey, I bet he would be willing to make a deal right about now. I could get him some proof. He can do whatever he wants.
Pipkin,
Yeah.
Go away.
I really don't think you want to bark up that tree, buddy.
He would annihilate you.
That is true.
Yeah, I do remember what he did to that one lady, and it was pretty cool. But, I want to get back down there safely.
I can help you get down there faster.
No, I want to get back down there safely, unless you can open up a portal. And I hope to get a couple more contracts first.
And out of nowhere, I produce one of my daggers, and I'm just like, listen, knock it off, or I'm going to send you back to hell one way or another.
Hey, I am very useful to this group, okay? Make an intimidation roll.
Also, where is Pip currently?
You can't see him because he's invisible. It's like, you know what? Go ahead. Try it. I've been more used to this group than you. I don't even know who you are. But I helped them send someone to hell. Okay?
Great.
When next time you meet me, I'm going...
At this point, Michael just reaches out and grabs Pipkin.
Yeah, you do.
And I will, so now that I know he's holding him, I'll walk up to him, still with the dagger, and be like, I'm from hell. Don't fuck with me, Pipkin.
No, you're not. You're immortal. I can smell it on you. I'm the
Pipkin?
real deal. And suddenly an imp shows up in front of you.
At this point, Michael actually gets a very, very dour look to him.
I'm gonna
And he
have.
turns to Pipkin and he just goes, would you stop for about 5 seconds?
I'm just being helpful. I have information.
I know. But just for right now, please.
Can you speak Infernal?
Yes, he
Yeah,
can.
I can.
Okay, I'm gonna switch to that and just say, for the sake of it, just let's get it over with.
Fine.
And you come back.
He
soon.
he transforms into a rat so that you drop him and he scurries off.
He places him back. He places him right onto his shoulder, and then hands him
No,
a
he
big
actually
punch.
just runs off. He doesn't want to be. He's like, fine, and he's out of the conversation.
God, he's annoying.
He has his moments, but then so
I'm
do
very
I.
useful.
So,
Yes.
this cloaked fellow, the feathered cloaked fellow, his name's Palacio.
Michael takes a moment to think on that. Can I get a history check?
Sure.
However, nobody seems to know exactly where he's from, where he lives. They just always know he's in the taverns and inns talking to people. I think
Michael, the name sounds familiar, but you're having trouble placing where you heard it.
his average height, dark hair, nothing special about him.
Michael's just kind of like pondering this and continues to ponder this. And then he starts thinking back, have we actually run into this guy?
I'll let you double check that history check if you guys want to try comparing notes.
Sure. I know nothing, man.
It's like, he didn't give me money, so Michael, you're pretty sure you met someone who introduced himself as Lord Palazzo. He was with Viserys' cousin, and he told you where you could go to have your own aerial ship constructed.
The guy who came off as really bland but was a noble.
Uh-huh.
Who even
Interesting.
Viserys' stuck-up cousin respected despite the fact he was a human. And he was particularly, high elf nobility.
Do
Yeah.
you remember? Do you know where we can find this man? Oh, excuse me.
Oh, hey guys, I kind of intrude into the conversation.
Oh no, yeah, it's fine. What's up?
I think I have something that can help you out.
Okay.
I keep
Sorry.
forgetting about this.
And I hand him the broken shard of glass. That looks, it's a mirror.
This is you've all seen. Most of you have used this at some point. This is the mirror of memory. I think that's what it's called.
Oh,
It'll show you 1 minute of the past, but you got to ask it the right question.
oh.
Michael looks at it and goes, "Where was Palazzo 30 seconds ago?"
Damn, that was actually a good question. Okay, give me a second. 30 seconds ago. You see a cloaked man who is sitting in a tavern, looking rather smug with himself.
Do we recognize the tavern?
I'm going to say that with the way it shows images, you get a pretty good idea. This is one of the high-end noble taverns. It's where a lot of nobility hangs out. And he's just sitting there sipping on a glass of expensive-looking wine.
I'm pretty sure I've been in this tavern.
I'm pretty sure I've played at that tavern.
Yeah. We need to go find him.
Michael looks to Trevor. Cap?
Trevor fucked off about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, he walked away.
Oh,
Yeah.
where is
Michael,
Trevor right now?
I went to a room. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Michael presses on his earring and goes, "Cap, I might know where this guy." Well, Rana and I might know where this guy is.
I'm not really a captain anymore, but why not? Hi. Just
So, I joined in on the earring conversation. Do you want us to go find this guy and bring him back here?
let's go fuck some shit up.
That's what I wanted to hear.
Oh,
I
Hey, you don't,
I also
little jackass. Sorry. He's trying to eat plastic.
I tap into the conversation. I just say very confused, like in a very confused voice. Who is this person?
Palazzo is a very well-connected man. Lee has many plots, and is very much behind, I think, the murder of the former king.
Okay.
Not that was a huge loss. The guy was a dick.
Seriously? I say as I come back.
Yeah, seriously. So here's the thing. What do we want to do? Because we can try and talk to him, which will probably just result in all sorts of damage and unwanted attention. Or we can try to lure him into a trap.
If you guys can keep him distracted with questions, I can try and probe his mind for information and evidence, and then we can feed that back to Randolph, and Randolph can then use that to regain his position.
Well, yes, we could do that. I could probably, and I'm rummaging through my bag, and I pull out this little bottle, say, this might be of some use. I could probably get him to definitely pay attention and talk with me. It's the bottle of perfume of bewitching that I got.
How many people would that affect all at once if you used it inside of a pub?
You know, I don't know.
basically anybody, let's say, of very little experience would be within range of her. So
Wait. Oh,
this
wait,
is for
wait.
commoners.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry,
No.
I just thought.
Oh,
So
Like
you don't think
low
it would work on
CR.
him?
Like it's like 1/2 CR or less.
Sorry. I started thinking about something.
Oh, no, you're fine.
We don't
go
do
ahead.
focus very well in this game.
I was thinking about the scene in the Fantastic Beasts movie where he uses that big bird. This uses his big Thunderbird, I think it is. And there's Henrietta. And he basically gives him a little bottle, and he can control the weather, and so he can make rain, like be cast over an entire city. And with this bottle, he mixed it with the water, and as it came down on the people, it kind of affected them all.
Mhm.
I had that I had that imagery whenever you had that bottle.
Mhm. I just know that it's supposed to. I don't remember the exact details, but I just figured it would be a good way to try and keep his attention focused on me.
If we can find him, one of us should report to my brother, while the rest keeps him busy.
True.
Why don't we send your brother a note with one of our earrings, and he can stay within a mile, and we can activate it to at least give him part of our conversation that we have with this guy?
I'm afraid if we do that, he's just gonna charge in. Not charge in, but
Your brother, I think with what Rihanna's just told us, Randolph's probably got a more level head than we give him credit for sometimes. I think in this case we might be able to use it.
I want to have definitive proof.
So,
We go a lot on theory, and right now we need more than theory.
yeah, and we need. This is one way of trying to get that proof. If we can keep him distracted while I probe his mind for the information, we can get that definitive proof.
Trevor, I will remind you also your sword does have that extra thing that the Light of Truth ability.
What it does?
Yeah, it's got one where anyone within its light is a disadvantage on deception.
And I also I asked.
Should probably put that on my thing, but okay. I will remember that.
And I also asked Michael for my mirror back.
Michael hands it over. Thank you, Sarah. Very
Of
much.
course. You know, on second thought, this little vial may not help me. Because if he's manipulating people, he'll probably be able to withstand its effects. I think we just need to, like you said, I think we need to just talk to him, try to keep him distracted, and not let him get away.
Is he some sort of magic wielder in a sense?
Probably.
Michael, I think you would be the best one. Make one more history check for me. The bards do have the wide variety of knowledge.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. You recall during your bardic training, there's different classes of bard. Do you remember the ones that worked well as spies and assassins because they could manipulate people better than anyone else? They weren't even that highly talked about.
That's School of Shadows, isn't it?
No, the College of Whispers.
Oh, shit. I'm going to be going up against a fellow bard.
Oh,
Wonderful.
lovely.
Yeah, if anybody's got a way to keep him from really being able to lie as much as possible, no, we can't really do that. We have to let him feel like as if he's swaying us, and that might be a good thing for letting him go up against somebody who actually thinks he might be able to sway. While keeping him distracted that way, I try to read his mind as much as possible.
But won't he know?
It's a risk.
Okay.
I mean, unless we could get one of the helms of mental, one of the helms of mind reading, and disguise it and attune to it and use it.
Michael, you
Because-
have had this used on you. You know it works the same way as your thought detection. If you try to probe, they'll pick it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if somebody's got a plan, just let me know and I'll do whatever we need to do.
I've stated my plan. Trevor, you got one?
Honestly, I am not quite sure how to go about this.
I could try to find one of the college enclaves and try to do a bit more work on the college. Try to do a bit more research on the College of Whispers. That way, we know fully what we're going to be going up against in this guy. But
That's the question, though. We don't know what we're going up against. We don't even know if this is the right way to go. It could be the guy. It could be the wrong fight. I don't know.
we could talk with Trevor about it. We could talk with Randolph about it. I mean, out of
I
all,
don't want to.
I know, but if he's looking for a plan to be able to create some legitimacy for himself, to gain back the honor that they have ripped out from him publicly, this would be one of the ways. And especially since, come on, it's that dickhead over control of the city. I mean, I don't like Atticus as much as you do. Believe me, I don't. But
Well, it just kind of proves the fact that Atticus is innocent in this whole thing.
yeah,
Think.
well, he might be interconnected in some way, but without ruling out Palazzo, we have no way to move forward. This is the biggest lead that we've got. Detective wise, we need to work this lead. And without working it, we can't move forward.
Well, I know he won't talk to me. Palazzo, I mean. Or Palazzo, whatever the fuck his name is.
Well, he might talk with me if I'm able to figure out if I'm able to at least follow up on some of the bardic traditions. He might talk to me, but
Or it'll tip him off and he'll run again.
Yeah.
And there's another fucking lead out the window.
Yes, but you guys forget I'm able to track and stay anonymous for the most part. If he tries to leave, we can't stop him. I can at least follow him.
Maybe. You don't know what this guy can do.
No, I don't.
And so far, we haven't been utilizing what we can do fully.
No, we haven't. Just saying.
It's good.
But we need to act fast before he leaves town.
So I say we go do it. Like,
Alright.
I'll speak with him. I won't try to do any of the fellow bardic stuff. I'll just try to act like.
Just have a conversation with him.
I'll try to act like as if I'll try to actually buy a ship, an airship,
Okay.
because that is still an actual interest of mine. And he said he knew.
And you actually have the ability to do that now, considering this new arrangement.
Yeah.
Well, we probably had money to do that anyway. You guys forget I have all that money.
You've also been gone for like 4 months.
I know that. But I'm just saying, whatever.
Yeah, but
Alright,
that's gonna
well,
be. he has information on that, and it allows me to sort of track on two things. So, shall we?
I will be right back.
That was different.
Seriously?
Sounded like it was cat related. Okay, so you're heading over to the tavern?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna say, you'll get there. It's a couple hours afternoon, so there's, still some people there having lunch. Give me a perception check, everyone who's actually in the room. Wow, two of you got it. Crits. You wouldn't have too much trouble seeing it, but two of you just lock in on the gentleman at the end of the bar with a feathered cloak, who was just about finishing up his drink.
Michael saddles up to him and orders a couple of rounds from the bartender and nods his head to the man in the cloak.
Thank you, but I had just finished my lunch.
I think you knew where to buy a boat, if I remember our last conversation correctly.
He sort of looks at you a little confused, saying, yes, you were friends of Lasarius's cousin. You were... Well, buying a boat isn't hard. Just go down to the harbor.
The flying vessel.
Well, I believe that particular person had some recent difficulties with the unrest in the city, but I'm sure you won't have any trouble locating such a person again.
Well, I would need a name first, sir.
He just says, if I happen to come across anyone who is doing that, well, then I will be sure to let you know. And he gets up and he's going to walk out.
Oh, sir, Palazzo, please. Just for my own sake, as a fellow of finer arts and tastes. Enjoy a drink with me.
Give me a persuasion. It says, I believe I've had about all the company I require, but I am so glad to see that you're back in town. Tell me, how did you enjoy your trip?
Well, it was quite unexpected. It was quite nice. Motions towards the chair, standing next to him. I can always regale you with the full tale if you.
He just says, that won't be necessary, but I do hope that you enjoy your time back in the city. And he continues to walk on out.
I give him, at the last moment, I kind of lean out and say, "Sir, you sure? We would sure enjoy the company."
Are you physically blocking him, or you're just going to try persuasion?
Yeah.
He just smiles and says, no, my dear, I think that your friends are charming company, but I will let you enjoy yourselves.
Well, are you sure? I mean, it's very difficult. Okay, and because like I always do when we leave, I leave looking like a high elf woman, because that was sort of my thing.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of looked and say, well, but it's very difficult to find appropriate company to spend our time with in this rather peasant-like city.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion also. Let me double check his. Yeah. And he just says, I realize that you are rising in station, but I am actually going to be leaving the city soon. There are more games to be had.
Oh, always. And I reach out and touch his shoulder. I'm like, this cloak, though, is absolutely divine. I must know where to get one.
Oh, I'm afraid it is a one of a kind item, actually. I'll take a perception rolls from those of you who are there at that comment.
I would say for some reason I'm very disgusted by his cloak.
Yeah,
Am I there? Just
yeah, you can be.
Yeah, you
Okay.
can be.
Or I'm very offended by his cloak.
Do you
I
actually
would say-
tell him that?
No, I would just
Oh, okay.
think that that's what I believe my character would.
You do. I'm going to say you were the only one who, noticed that he is actually extremely proud of this cloak, and he's even smoothing the feathers where Rihanna touched it.
I mean, would you mind sharing with me who?
I'm
Tailored
afraid
this-
it was a gift and not one that can be reproduced.
Well, that's terrible. It is rather lovely.
I know.
What kind of feathers are these? I reach out again. I'm just like
Yeah.
touching him.
He's. I believe that they are actually raven feathers. It is a
Ooh.
raven cloak.
Oh my!
I would say my eyes kind of widen and I'm starting to not like this anymore.
Just for shits and giggles, when I'm like being all like up in his face and touchy feely,
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and see if maybe I can't steal his purse.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
Oh,
You take it. He doesn't have that much perception. And let's just see. They're going to say it had about a grand total of 6 gold on him.
Ah. But I was hoping that maybe there'd be something in there that would help us to figure out
It
where
was
he's going.
it was just a coin purse.
Ah, poop. Okay. Yeah, I tried. And I guess what I'll do is once he walks out, I will
Yeah.
go out the door after him
Okay. I'm going to say because
and be
if
like,
you're
"Sir, I think this fell from your belt when you were inside." And I go to give it back to him.
make a deception check for that as he reaches out for it. Okay. It's like, oh well, that is very kind of you. He says with
Of
a
course.
smile.
I give him my sweetest smile. Like, of course. You have a wonderful day.
Oh, I have already had a marvelous day.
Ambi, while they've been doing this, does his cloak look anything like what we've seen? Have we seen this anywhere whenever something happened? Basically.
The only time you recall seeing this cloak was when you came with Viserius and met with this gentleman just because he happened to be there.
Okay.
I am going to stealth to follow him.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth. Divine
Out of
sense.
curiosity.
Let me just check what all you detect.
Fiend, undead, or celestial.
And I am going to, into my earpiece, I'm going to say to them, I'm going to follow him for a bit, but I think I have an idea about this cloak.
Okay. Well, you obviously detect Pip, who is just
Right.
hanging out outside the building. He actually radiates as celestial.
What?
Interesting.
That does confirm it then. I had a theory. I had a theory about him. Do you
Wait, what?
share this information, Trevor?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, so my little spidey sense thing, he's celestial.
You know what? That makes sense. The cloak, the feathers, the raven feathers, the Raven Queen, the one who.
She's a god of death.
Yeah, exactly. That makes
Actually,
sense that he would be.
guys, make a religion check because I don't use the same as everybody else for this.
I suck at these.
So what I'm going to say is, isn't there a god that is represented by ravens? That's about all I can really think of.
Michael, from what you recall, the Raven Queen is definitely a power, but she kind of hangs out in the Shadowfell, and some people do worship her, but she doesn't really claim the domain the way a lot of gods do. But she's definitely death and loss.
She's deaf and what?
Death and loss tend to be. I'm gonna say with that. I'm gonna just say that you know that there's actually like a branch of elves known as the Shatterkai, who tend to worship her. They're connected to her. She's very big on death, loss, and despair, but she doesn't quite qualify. I guess basically the only difference between a power and a god is she doesn't have enough followers. She doesn't seem to care who worships her. She has her domain, and as long as she's happy, she stays there.
She is the one that replaced Nerul in the Pantheon. Nerul was like the original god of death, basically. Characters won't know that, but
Yeah.
As I'm
Well,
following
I'm
him,
using
being
the Mordekainen's Tome of Foes version.
Okay.
So
While I'm following him, can I use my Eldritch Sight to see if there's anything on him that, if that
Yes.
cloak is magical?
The cloak does not seem to have any magic properties, but his
Weird.
sword is definitely magical.
Okay. Okay. And I will let them know, well, that cloak is not magical, but he's got a magic sword on him, guys.
Right. And by the way, you are very easily following him through the streets. He isn't taking notice of you at all.
Yeah. Well, when I kind of changed my form, too.
Yeah, but he just didn't notice you.
Yeah.
So.
I will be right back. I think my dog needs to go out. So
Okay.
Back in a minute.
Okay.
Michael is going to step outside of the pub and he's going to start playing. He's going to play a tune he's going to try his best to play a tune that might catch this guy's attention at least. Get him to
Okay.
pause for him.
didn't he already leave, though?
He's on the street and he's walking away, but he's not running from you. He's being very casual. Well, Michael, you're definitely drawing a crowd, but he doesn't seem to care much about your music.
Good, because it wasn't even what I was going to be using it for. It was just a distraction.
Okay. What are you trying to do? Okay.
Because it puts my spell focus in my hands and I can actually use it now. And I'm
Okay.
just going to skim his surface thoughts.
Okay. See. Does it give you a range, like how far away they need to be? Because he's probably about 30 feet away by the time you can get out there and start this up.
Yeah, but if I can walk while doing it, that would
Yeah,
help.
I just wanted to see what was the range so I know what we're working with.
I don't have my PHB on
All right,
hand.
give me just a sec to...
So normally I put down the actual range and stuff.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up now. Let's see, second level. It doesn't actually say what the range is. 30 feet.
It's a long.
All right, someone you can see within 30 feet. All right, so you're walking along, and with this, right here, everybody, they're more or less standing aside, to listen to you as you walk along playing. And you get nothing from him. It's like something is actually keeping you from detecting his thoughts. This is weird because what few times you've used this spell, there's always something. But this is like if you it's like it's as if there's no one there.
Sorry.
But because you are playing, he does turn around to notice you following because if anything, you stand out because of this. And he just gives you a
What a
grin.
miss. What a miss.
Michael was following along, playing music, trying to cast a spell on him. And his detect thoughts actually failed.
Great.
Yeah, I'm going to use deception to try and hide what I was doing now.
Well, all he knew was that you were following along, in his general direction, playing music.
Nods slightly to him, and then just fades back into the crowd that he's gathered and keeps.
I'll say to Michael, nice try.
All right, Rihanna, give me a perception for following along.
Okay.
And yeah, you think you lost him,
Damn it.
but
However, can I use my Eldritch Sight again to try to locate the sword if he's still within 30 feet of me?
Okay. Make another perception, and I'll give you this one at advantage because you're looking for magic items.
Okay.
Okay. It takes you a minute, and because several people are walking around with minor magical items on, but you finally spot the sword, and you're able to. When you see him again, the cloak is the same, but the body is different.
Ooh.
Now he looks like a tall, slender woman, but the cloak didn't change at all.
Okay, I'm going to share this info with them. Say, guys, whatever this guy is, he can change his appearance as well. Now it's a tall, slender woman wearing a cloak.
I start talking. I'll go follow him.
Okay, you're going to start following him too?
Yeah, but in another form.
Okay.
And,
because this is like an active chase, you are going to burn a wild shape for this one. So pick your form carefully.
okay.
I got so many things to roll for right now.
I don't know how, apparently. I don't know how. I don't have it as a spell.
So you're not following?
I would suggest if you're going to try and follow him, turn into a.
What do I need to turn into? What?
Turn into a pigeon, because if we're in a city, and
I don't think there's stats for pigeon, but become a hawk because they get decent enough perceptions.
Yeah, I was thinking more about.
That's sort of the main help I'm going to offer you because.
So what do I on my character sheet? I don't know what to press.
I don't know right offhand either. You get like 2 wild shapes per day, so you don't really have to press anything. Just remember that you use 1 wild shape, and if you can, pull up the stats for a hawk.
Okay, will do.
And you can make a perception check with those stats.
All right. Apparently, D&D Beyond is having a little moment.
I'm going to try to pull it up also, but let's see.
Okay. Okay.
All right, you get a +4 to your perception roll.
Yeah. Let me find. What did I get?
Okay. Yeah, you're able to spot the woman in a raven cloak that he just described. Rihanna just described.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep my distance.
Okay.
So he does.
Yeah, you're able to kind of do like the casual flying bird thing.
And let me know. I want to know if he ever looks up at me.
Oh yeah, you're pretty sure that he just glanced in your general direction, and then you see them look back towards where, the rest of the group is.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly farther ahead of me.
All right.
Or farther
And
ahead.
this individual is starting to weave through the traffic, the crowd now. So, are you guys just slowly following?
Well, I'm going to try to keep up with them, and every time that I feel like it's necessary, I'm going to pull my cloak up over me in the hood and like change my form again to try to not be real obvious to people around me.
Okay.
And then I'll pull it back down.
Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Can I use my performances to sway crowds to create blockages?
That's interesting. You would if you were to like you were walking along and people were just like moving to the side to watch. But I think if you were to stop and really start to play, you would probably start getting some extra congestion.
I'm going to try that.
All right, give us a new performance check. All right, not as good as earlier, but you're people are starting to gather around you, and if anything, that means that the flow of traffic, as people are starting to stop and look, it's easier to pick out the ones who are walking away from you.
I'm just going to keep doing that.
Okay. So you can do that. So the two that are following, or three if Trevor is following, please give me a perception. Okay, yeah, y'all both did really well. And Michael, Trevor, not quite as well. I can't keep you guys separate for some reason. But the feathered cloak heading in the opposite direction of the people who are stopping to listen is becoming noticeable, and it also seems to be picking up his pace. He's now trying. It's like he's actively trying to avoid you, but because of way he's doing it, trying to go against the crowd, it didn't work well for him. But he's pretty sure he's being tailed at this point.
So he hasn't noticed me, or he has noticed me?
He started to notice the people who are, the fact that Michael keeps playing more. There's I'll let you give me a stealth at advantage for the way you're trying to do it.
That's why I said I keep changing my
and
every so often.
Yeah, that's why I want you to do it one more time. Okay. He just seems like he's getting slightly more paranoid, but he hasn't made eye contact with you.
Okay.
But then again,
like I said, probably like every 2 or 3 blocks that we go, I'll kind of do the whole thing and kind of change my look.
Okay. But Michael, you are going to have to more or less stay where you are. And
it's like, I've got an eye on him. Don't worry about it. I'll let you guys know where we're headed.
Trevor, you get the message back. Hold him if possible.
I forgot I could do that.
Good remembering. All right, so again, Kiara, you can kind of see how he's doing something similar to what Rihanna is doing, in that every time he kind of steps through enough of a shadow or enough of a crowd, his form will come out slightly different.
Where'd you make
Got it. Well, I don't think I can keep him by myself, you guys, but I'll keep following. If you guys can head him off at the pass, we can try and get him.
Will you make me use another wild shape if I kind of come out of my form somewhere? Because I can't speak.
If you come back into your normal humanoid form, you're gonna that doesn't count as a wild shape. If you just want to switch into another animal, I'll be generous and I'll let you have that this time.
Well, I'm just saying I want to be able to say I'm keeping up with them, and then go back to my form so they can understand.
I think everybody kind of saw you as you changed into a hawk. So
Yeah.
as long as they see a hawk that is circling, they're going to understand that you're there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we probably would have understood that as being what you were doing when you did that.
So yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna continue following.
Okay.
Kind of sometimes to the left or the right,
Yeah.
looking.
And finally, he goes into a very nice inn, one of the higher established inns. And Rihanna and Kiara definitely know which one it is.
Okay. I am going to go in there, and before I go in there, gonna change my look so that not the elf woman that he recognizes, but maybe like a human noble looking.
Okay. You switch
As I
forms
walk through the
again.
door. Yeah.
Okay.
And I
And
just look. I look around for him.
all right, give me perception.
I'm gonna stand on the very top on the
Okay.
roof.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like
You
see
see
if he tries
the
to duck out the
tail.
back.
You see the very end. The cloak as he's going upstairs.
Upstairs.
Okay.
Just go walk through there as if I own the place, like I'm back to backstop.
Okay.
And I will quietly whisper, like, guys, I'm upstairs in this inn. Hurry up and get here.
As you're getting ready to go upstairs, someone does sort of put their hand out gently. Madam, I do not recall you as being a guest of this inn.
Oh, I'm with them.
No.
I just kind of swat their hand away.
No,
keep walking.
madam, you are not.
Okay. How much do you need for a room?
And he's going to. What kind of clothes are you wearing right now?
Like really nice clothes.
Okay.
Like a really nice gown and like a purple and gold and green.
Okay, so you're looking like nobility.
Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I'll be like, oh, fine. I'll reach in and I'll pull out a little pouch that's got like 25 gold in it. Say, here, will this cover it?
He simply directs you towards the front counter. He's merely like, he's more or less a guard. He's like the hotel detective.
Got it.
Oh God, he's the mall cop.
More or less.
You
Hey.
seduce him.
Oh my god. Okay. So anyway, I'll walk over there. I'll be like,
Okay.
all right, I would like to have lodging here.
Yes, that will be kind of looking through their notes. We can let you have a room for 300 gold a night.
Fine.
Okay.
Fine.
They'll give you a
I'll
key.
give them that, and I will be like, thank you.
All right. And they give you a key. Looks like you got a room on the third floor.
Okay, and I quickly go up the stairs,
Okay.
hoping that I can find this.
Give me
person.
a perception roll, please. You do not see him.
Okay, can I use my Eldritch Sight again to see if I can?
I don't think you can see through walls with that, can you? I'm pretty sure it's only
One-
what you can see.
Yeah, 1 inch of common material blocks it.
Well, it says a spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Oh, that's different.
Give me a sec. I'm trying to picture things in my head. The average wall is definitely not 3 feet thick.
No, which is why I figured I could use it.
Yeah, that one's man, you really racked up the right way with that. Good thinking.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you're again looking for that specific sword. You got a really good look at it, so you're pretty sure you found the right room. Although this is a very high-end place, you're spotting a few other magical items in rooms as well.
Ow.
Okay.
But you think you found them on the second floor.
Okay. I am going to let my people know. Leave. I know where he's at. Hurry up and get here. I'm on the second floor. Oh, did I have to give a name or something like that at the my?
You probably
mentioned to
gave
them?
a fake name, or which one did you give?
Oh my god.
Beatrice White.
Shh. Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Lady Beatrice White. And I tell these guys, if you come in and they stop you, tell them that they think I'm nobility, you're my whatever song. But I use the name Beatrice White.
Okay, go free. Run. Be free.
Okay. So you all
While
make your way.
They're all doing that. Michael's gonna.
Oscar. Shh.
Sorry, I didn't hear any of that, Kyle.
While they're all doing that, Michael's going to try using his acrobatics performance skills to draw a crowd to sort of like make a pretty dense crowd around the hotel, but really like really trying to show off that he is making a show. That is dense enough to prevent anybody from really easily moving out of the area.
Okay, go ahead and do a performance, and your goal is to kind of like make it look like you're just leading the crowd to the place where you want to perform.
Yeah.
Okay, go for that.
Does anybody have message or something?
Michael, a string breaks, and it creates a sour chord.
He then switches from using the lute to actually doing acrobatics.
All right, I'll let you do a new performance check.
And I'll say, I'm standing right outside his room, guys. Hurry up.
Okay, so Michael definitely switches from that to doing more of a juggling act. And the people are like, oh, that's very good. It's a lot of variety, very versatile. What were you doing, Trevor?
Well, does anybody have a message spell or a sending spell they can use?
Yes, I have a spell. Or at least.
First things first, can we get the actual name of the place where we're at right now to Randolph?
Yes.
Because I gave a general location. We didn't have a actual spot, but now that we have an actual spot, it's helpful.
This is known as the Honeywood Inn.
And then I will step in the inn.
Okay. And if you start to make your way up, the same sort of door guard will put his hand out. Sir, this is for guests only.
Right. I'm sorry. I am escorting Lady Beatrice White. She wanted a tour guide for the day.
Well, then you
So
can
she
wait
was
for
staying
her
here?
down here.
Fair enough. Wait.
They have very good security at the Honeywood Inn.
That makes sense.
Okay, so as a hawk, I'm still on top of the building.
Mm-hmm.
There's windows probably in this building, correct?
Yeah, there are.
Is there any way I can locate? Can I try and investigate to find him? But also, I'm gonna be another tiny creature.
The problem is that I'm trying to think, with the information Rihanna gives you, counting windows, I will say, what animal are you wanting to become? Because you need to get inside the window, or you can land somewhere where you can watch the window.
I would say just like, do you know what a finch is? It's basically a bird, but
Little tiny bird.
Okay. I'll allow you to swap into another bird form without, using up your wild shape.
Thank you. And I'm just gonna.
But
Yeah.
I still want that investigation to try to find the right window, because
Marble.
birds are not exactly good counters. You've landed on a window. You're confident you got the right window.
I'm worried there's gonna be somebody that's.
You're in your bird form. You're like, oh, I got this. If he comes out this window, finch bird will get him. And what was your message, Michael? Okay, you're telling Randolph where to go. Okay. All right. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm downstairs.
That's what a finch looks like, by the way.
Okay.
They're just like super adorable.
All right.
Okay.
I have.
And I'll respond to Trevor's like, there's no way you can get up there.
Nope. Told to wait for you, my lady.
What did you tell them you were to me?
Your tour guide.
Should have said that you were my personal
I'm gonna go back.
bodyguard.
That's fine. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly turn around and start to go back downstairs to get Trevor.
Okay.
Michael cuts in on the comm line. Don't lose sight of him at all. Everybody cover an entrance. Make sure that he doesn't leave. For if he has to do something, we need to force him to do it magically.
All right. So you're going to stay out there and keep the performance going? Okay. All right. So Trevor and Rihanna, you're now standing outside the hotel door.
I didn't go outside.
Well, I mean, the room door.
Oh yeah, so I ran
You
down again,
went.
came
You
back
collected
up.
Trevor, your guard for the day. It is actually very common to hire a mercenary guard when you come to certain towns, so that's not unusual.
Okay.
And you're in front of the door that you believe to be Palazzo's door.
Okay, and I'm going to use my Eldritch Sight again to make sure that.
Yeah, that's what I mean is you see him, and looks like a couple more magic items might have come out of a bag, but he's still there.
Okay. I will turn to Trevor. It's like, how do we want to play this? Do we just want to knock on the door, see if he opens?
I don't want to scare him off.
Correct. But we have to stop him.
Andy, is there anything that I could roll using my soldier background to figure out a good tactic for this?
Well, you've got him in a room on the second floor, and hotel rooms only have one major entrance or exit. So, short of him jumping out of the second story window into a crowded street, there's tactically, barring magical means, there's no way he's just going to get out of this room without you at least having a shot. Or obviously being seen.
Okay.
Once magic is involved, who knows?
So then can I roll sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, I'll tell Trevor, it's like, okay, he must be pulling out more magical items because I'm sensing more stuff in there than just that sword now. So we need to act quick so he doesn't have something available to use against us or to escape.
I'm going to say, Rihanna, that the position of the magic items, it looks like there could be a ring. Maybe his armor is magical. It's almost like, from the way these things are positioned, maybe sitting in a chair.
Okay. That, and he may know that we're here.
Probably.
So I don't know what to do. Michael, do you have the backside of where the windows are in view?
I do a perception check to make sure.
Okay, you're trying to keep your performance going, so this will be a disadvantage.
I think I do.
Okay, well, Trevor and I are going to go in. If shit gets crazy, something's coming out that window, so be prepared.
I wouldn't suggest entering in just because if he's sitting there and you think he might be, if he's just sitting there or something, I would just let him sort of lull himself into a sense of security.
Okay.
I look at Rihanna and I go to knock, but I don't knock and I just wait.
Maybe Michael's right. Maybe we should give it a little while. Or we can hang out here and just see if he leaves his room. I don't know.
Wait for his brother to come save the day, or actually,
Yeah.
or actually continue this.
I say we keep him here until your brother shows up with reinforcements.
Michael didn't really get any major response, but you know your message went through, but you also know what Randolph thinks of you, so maybe he just didn't want to inform you of his tactics.
Nope, that makes perfect sense if he just didn't want to inform me.
Okay. So you guys are just staring at the door very conspicuously.
Yeah.
And after...
Fuck it, I knock.
Okay. I was going to say, you wait about 10 minutes, I guess. Is that the limit of your patience?
Yeah.
Okay. You knock, and the door opens, and there is a gentleman, again, not particularly anything noticeable, but he's just sitting in the chair. I was wondering, it's been so long since anyone's actually paid attention. Please come in. We might as well have a chat.
I look at Rihanna, shrug, step in.
Okay. I'll follow Trevor.
Okay. He
And
motions
obviously,
for some.
I'm gonna take a complete, thorough look at the room as I walk in, so I can see anything that might be kind of chinky.
Okay, it's a high-end room, which means that there's a few different chairs. He's motioning for you to sit down at a couple. There's a wine bottle with glasses untouched to the side, but nothing is standing out to your eldritch sight.
Okay.
And he's just sitting there with a smile on his face. Tell
What do you
me,
mean?
how did you know?
No.
I think we're beyond games. Well,
I'm not playing games
really
with you.
beyond them, but
We're a lot more perceptive than you seem to think we are.
you
Sometimes it
are
takes us a minute, but we figure things out.
you are entertaining pawns. You got in my way even when you didn't know you were doing so. But now that
What do
you're
you
back,
mean
so
paying
many
attention?
I don't really have the time or the inclination to tell you all the game. But you are players in it.
Guessing one was the king?
Oh, I thought I could set you on course to deal with that myself, but in the end, you were becoming bothersome and dull. But as soon as you come back, ooh, so much is happening. I almost wonder if you're not connected somehow.
Are you the one that sent us the sigil?
Well, I had to get rid of you somehow. You were, if anything, you were going to strengthen Wilson's rule.
Oh, we wanted him taken down.
No, we didn't.
We didn't? Okay, we didn't.
This is one of the reasons why you are so entertaining. You're so close to cutting each other to ribbons. Maybe that should have been the game I set myself to, but no, once a target has been selected, the game must be seen through to its conclusion.
All right, cut the crap. Who are you?
I am just a player of games. My name isn't even that important, really.
Still, isn't it polite to exchange pleasantries?
You haven't exactly introduced yourselves.
Fine, I'll drop my fake form. I'm Rihanna.
And he looks at you, Trevor.
Trevor in a store.
Well, since you have come so much closer than any others, I will give you this reward. And he stands up and with a flourish, he says, "You may call me the Raven King."
Are you a power?
Oh, that's questionable. I don't believe I will answer that question, though.
Well, you're not mortal. We know that.
He just grins at you.
What do you want here? What's
Oh,
our game? What are you trying to accomplish?
oh well, I have already caused the end of a line of kings. That was less entertaining than it should have been. I need a new challenge now.
Were you responsible for both of their deaths?
I've already given you one prize today. You have not earned a second.
What makes you so special?
I have been chosen. That is what makes me special.
Chosen. Okay. What is it you want us to do? Because
Well,
clearly you're trying to play us.
if
Or we
I
keep getting in
simply
his way.
send you on a mission, well, then what's the fun of that? I had to get far too involved to end Wilson. It doesn't make the game as much fun when I have to get that directly involved. I like to set things in motion and watch them play out.
Are you responsible for Victor?
Victor. Oh, yes, he was an interesting one, but no, I had no say in what he did, but that doesn't mean I did not appreciate his goals.
Why does
Actually
that not
thought I
surprise me?
could. I was the one who tipped him off to certain pieces of information, and that's what set you into play, but didn't work out the way I'd hoped. I lost a few points for that one.
Wait.
So it is a game.
The
So
game changes.
You're responsible for why I came here?
No, you came here for your own reasons. I, however, let made sure that Victor found out what sort of toys those monks were keeping, and then sort of helped the rat men get a hold of one. And that's what sent Victor to start sacrificing a few peons to achieve his own goals. Then he came across you lovely pawns.
She starts to finger her necklace and get very agitated.
Trevor's doing good at holding his temper. I rolled a 19.
I know, I was going to ask what that was for, but I had an
I'm quite
idea.
proud of him.
But
So you're playing a game with others.
the whole world is but a game. I just find the next challenge.
Yes.
Do you understand? He
I'm
doesn't.
answering
He
Michael.
doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't realize that. He thinks you're responding to him.
Oh.
You would get it, wouldn't you? People are just toys to be played with. Find the next objective, achieve it. Be disappointed by how sour the taste of victory truly is. The game, the challenge, that's what matters. Always bigger, always grander.
You know, the more you talk, the more I think you're really not as powerful as you'd like us to think. I think you're kind of one of the lower rung powers. Or not a true power. You must be somebody's bitch.
That was a good line. Let me double check what his wisdom is. Oh, the smile falters a bit,
Uh-huh. I knew it.
but in
Who do
the
you
end,
answer to?
you're even less than me, so don't get cocky.
That's
You
fine.
sold yourself to a fiend for your power. Mine was given freely. A reward.
I kind of side-eye Rihanna at that, but I don't say anything.
Well, if you know that, then you know exactly who it is I'm attached to.
I don't really care who you're attached to. I know what kind of power you wield. And it isn't even that great.
No. but my patron is far more powerful than you.
Maybe, but he's not here, is he?
Oh, not yet.
He kind
I'm
of
gonna
leans
close my
forward.
eyes. I'm gonna close my eyes and start thinking and try my damnedest to get his attention.
Hold on just a sec. I'm checking to see. Yeah, Michael, if you will have to purchase a key to come in, or
You
you
can
need
just
to
tell him
find.
he's my
I don't think that's gonna work.
Yeah, it's
You,
not
you
gonna
can
work.
try deceptive means to get in.
Yeah.
Rihanna, I'm going to call it religion to try to pray to your patron.
Oh God. It's gonna suck. Big
Holy
time.
crap. Okay, Michael, yeah, you sweet talk your way past the guards like, "Oh, Lady White is upstairs. You know her room, I take it?"
Yes. Yes, I
Okay,
do.
then he lets you there. Rihanna, you think that you feel the attention on you right now, but he's not going to make a personal appearance. But at your words, though, the Raven King does lean forward. You want to summon a fiend to this world? Now, that is a worthy goal. Perhaps we can work together after all. I was only seeking to destroy a kingdom. You seek to destroy the world.
No, just certain people within this world.
Trevor is again just side-eyeing this, but not saying anything.
Yeah.
Michael slowly rounds into the room at this.
The next pawn. I was wondering how long you would keep up that little charade. You're not untalented.
Brianna's tail is twitching. She is super agitated right now.
I kind of figured if you were potentially one of the ones pulling all the strings behind the game, you probably would have figured us out quite soon.
Oh, I've had you figured out since day one. Just because you went a different direction than I anticipated doesn't mean I don't understand what motivates you.
Guys,
What does motivate me?
I'll be right back. Gotta go take care of a dog who's got an issue. I'll be right back.
It's like you want to prove yourself. Ambition is all you really care about. Being seen, being known, being thought worthy of everything you've ever tried to take.
Michael just outright laughs at that.
You can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me.
Oh no, it is true, but it's only one side of the complexity.
You are not a coin.
I'm not saying I am a coin. More like a very annoying box or a tack.
You have been a thorn in the side of some. That's about it.
That's
No,
something.
Trevor, you have to actually draw out the sword and light it up.
Michael just stands against the back wall and leans against it. That's something to be said, though.
Oh, I never said you were a thorn in my side. I plucked you out and cast you into the void. You just found your way back. But now you could be useful to me again.
Are you going to try the book and knives again?
I don't know what that one was about, but it was fun.
So, who was that one?
I don't know. That actually bothers me.
So, there's many of you, just like I thought. And because you're actually standing here, that means that you're able to go between.
He just smiles and leans back.
Michael, he's just a peon.
No. He's.
No, you are pawns. I am. Well, I guess
I didn't
I'm more of
say
a bishop.
pawn. I said you're a peon among your kind.
I'm more of a bishop in this game.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Who's the king that you report to?
Oh, just because there's a king doesn't mean I answer to anyone. No, I merely find the next challenge and go about achieving my goals.
So, how long have you been at it, and what levels have you gone?
Again,
I mean-
I've already given out all the prizes I intend to. That is far too valuable.
Calls himself the Raven King.
So, can I pull a quick religion check on that?
Sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that the Raven King is actually, related to the Raven Queen. They share power, obviously. It makes so much sense.
He'll actually try to get this guy to at least answer to that. Any relation to the Raven?
He's probably just her bitch.
I don't really bother with that side of things. There's far too much fun to be had here.
He's a fraud.
No, he's.
I don't think it's so much of a fraud, but more as a pretender. Wannabe.
There you go. That's it. A pretender.
Looking for attention, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
He's
No,
worse than that.
I
He's bored.
prefer when no one sees me.
You're bored.
And yet here you are.
I am actually very bored. I mean, there was some entertainment for a while, but that game's over.
Oh.
Well, as we were talking, my benefactor, you don't know who it is, or you just don't care?
Both.
Oh. Well, let me clue you in, and I'll walk towards him. And I'll lean down and quietly say to him, Grits.
He doesn't flinch at that name.
Seriously.
You think you're his only warlock? He just gives out seeds of power. It means nothing to him. You mean nothing to him. He likes to plant seeds of discord and see what grows. I admire it, though. It's sort of what I do.
Yes, but you see, I'm not just any warlock that he's given this to. I'm his descendant.
Again, you think you're the only one?
No.
You're not even... You're still mortal. That means you don't matter to him. He barely cares about the pure-blooded ones. Oh, you don't care for the term half-blood, huh? You're more about quarter-blood, I suppose.
So, what, you consider yourself fully born into this?
It's not where you're born that matters. It's the heights that you can rise to.
Really?
Even a pawn can become something valuable if it tries.
I mean,
So you're aiming to become more than just a regular Celestial. You want bigger things.
He just grins.
Michael just looks at this guy kind of understandingly and nods very slowly.
So what, are you trying to be the next Cord, next Paylor?
Why
couldn't
do
even
I
possibly-
care about having my hands bound so tightly by restrictions?
Not all gods are bound by restriction.
No, by being where he is, he's actually more free than them, but he's not as
Exactly.
powerful. So what
Precisely.
you want is just that, exactly what you want, because they can't have it. you're free, but you're just bored.
Oh, I think that there's a new game about to start up. Just have to
Oh yeah.
see where all the pieces fall, and that's about time you start hearing the footsteps.
How long ago was it?
He doesn't say anything, but he does rise and he walks casually to the window where he opens them up, and he just looks out at the city. It was so wonderful to watch it burn.
I start making a beeline towards him.
Okay, what's your intention?
Holding him, like I was told.
Okay.
I want to get right up next to him if I can.
Okay.
While Trevor's doing that, Michael actually reaches into his bag and if this guy tries what I think he's about to do, he's going to cast a spell at level 6. Because even then, it's going to be something to just annoy them.
Well, because he's got his back to you, and I am going to say that he does speak a word.
I was standing right there in front of him.
Well, he turned and walked to the window.
Yeah, no, I follow him.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I did not hear that.
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
All
It's
right.
like no, I'm gonna follow him, and if I feel like I need to, I'm just going to grab a hold of him.
Okay.
That's what I was doing.
I was just going to double check, but all right. So I'm just going to assume that you both reach out to grab him. So make grapple checks. I think that'll be strength for you.
Is it strength or athletics?
We'll call it athletics.
Okay.
Shit.
Dope.
Okay, let me see what he gets. Ooh. So you both jump for him at about the same time. He just nimbly steps aside you both. And I am going to go ahead and say that all right, you were getting ready to cast Dispel, but that's not the one that stops the magic. With you, though, Michael, he looks right at you and he says a word of power. And what's your current health?
56.
You are suddenly frozen in place. As he says, smiles at you all, you hear the footsteps running up. Oh, this is going to be fun, so I'm going to go ahead and give you one small little reward for your efforts. He says as he's backing out the window. And he says, Atticus is just one more pawn. And he says another word of power. And everyone attacks at once.
Michael's apparently throwing a disguise kit at him.
Okay, let's play this out in the order I choose to go about it. The disguise kit, Michael somehow comes out of his stun status and throws the first thing he has, which he bats aside confused. The Eldritch Blast comes flying at him, but but that one is absorbed by his armor.
I do have 2 attacks, but I don't know if I was allowed
I'm only
going
to
do
give
both.
you time for one because this is all being chaotic. But you do cut him. No, wait a minute. Sorry, he's able to dodge. He blocks that with his armor as well as he steps out. Now go, my pawns, and do my bidding. And he seems to vanish magically through the window. You see a flock of ravens flying away.
God damn it.
That was a hectic ending, though.
Trevor just shouts in frustration.
And that's when the door is kicked in and Randolph in his demon armor comes walking in.
Damn it.
Michael is just swearing in Infernal as loud as he possibly can, and he's smashing his disguise skin against the wall.
You're gonna need a new one of those.
God.
Paint
I'll be right
and
back. Guys,
the
give me
makeup
2
just
seconds,
running
right back.
down the wall.
Be right back.
King of Ravens.
You guys got so much further with that conversation than I thought. You played on his the right tones to make him talk.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Michael is slamming things against the wall. There's a confused group of Black Hand Knights and the store. Yeah, she has to leave early, so she must have vanished on us.
Okay.
She only can hang around for like 2 hours at a time, it seems.
Okay.
Randolph is looking at you, Trevor.
He got away.
Permission to give a debriefing, Captain?
Go ahead.
Sir, he's a lesser god to a certain extent, known as the King of Ravens. He's, from what I can tell, just a bored god that wants to sow chaos as much as possible and win at the current game that he and others are playing. Because of their lower status, they can freely move between planes.
It was celestial in nature.
You do hear more commotion downstairs as a lot of people are shouting. Randolph just punches Michael as he turns and leaves. And he got a 20 on that, by the way, so...
He doesn't hit me. I'm a 21.
No, a natural 20.
Oh, ow. That's some crack.
I just wasn't going to worry about... He just, like, turns, punches you in the jaw, and walks out.
Ow, that's a crack jaw. Ow.
I'm not going to worry about drawing a card, but I forgot to have them handy. I won't actually count that as damage to you. That was... But there's
I want
a
to go
lot of
up
commotion.
and grab his shoulder before he's gone.
Okay.
You said Atticus was another pawn.
His eyes narrow at that through the visor, and he...
Yeah, and he's responsible for both of the past 2 kings' deaths.
He doesn't say a word. He just takes off walking. The crowd of people you heard were like the hotel employees that were coming to see what was happening. He just pushes through them all as he walks out.
Son of a bitch.
God, there's one that's unaccounted for in even his eyes.
I'm gonna follow him a bit. I'll meet up with you guys later.
Go for it. I'm gonna try and find a way to put ice on my jaw and wonder how it didn't just shatter into a million pieces.
Well,
His right hook is like...
he just
getting
doesn't
hit
like
by-
you. That's why I picked you to be the target. I just decided that you guys have done really well. That was just for fun.
Oh, great.
Randolph is heading in a very direct path. All his men just falling into formation behind him.
Yep.
They're doing the V formation, which means they all know what's about to happen, and they're headed toward the castle.
That's why I'm going to. Yeah, we're going to the castle. I might want to follow. I see quietly in the thing.
Michael grabs hold of Rihanna.
Once I realize that's where we're going.
Oh, and what'd you say?
Trevor
Michael grabs, sorry.
Go ahead.
Michael grabs Rihanna and starts running for the castle.
I don't move.
Rihanna, we need to go.
No. This is we don't need to be a part of this.
We're going to be a part of it whether we like it or not. What we need to do is be able to disrupt their plans as much as possible.
Disrupt whose plans?
these are powers in their own right.
Right.
They're not.
We have no. We can't stop them.
I'm working on it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I'm just gonna walk away and I'm gonna go upstairs to the third floor room that I paid for, and go inside and shut the door.
Okay.
Just goes to the castle.
So you're going to join the group?
Yeah, because
they're
at
not
least I
running.
can-
They're walking at a march, but okay. And Trevor,
This is me playing on Trevor. I have to. I'm playing on Trevor's flaw right now, man.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's going straight there, and when the guards start, stop him, he says, "Atticus is a traitor to this country. He has been working with foreign powers to overthrow the king. I am taking over. Stand aside. Join us or get out of the way, or you are our enemy." Because he was actually talking to his own men, his words carry some extra weight. Danielle, you remember what I told you about regards to Randolph and certain actions? If you want to take over his character sheet, you know his character well enough.
Oh, fuck.
I'll keep it if you want me to, but I'm going to give you this option because otherwise you guys are kind of watching me play out the sequence of events you've put into motion. May not be as much fun for you. So, do you want to be
I'll
involved?
assist you, but you can do it.
Okay. In that case, if you don't mind, just pull up the character sheet so I don't have to.
Yes.
And until
Where the hell are you?
it should be under
Randy.
NPCs.
There he is.
Okay, because you can until somebody says something, you're kind of watching events play out. So you let me know when you want to get involved again.
Okay.
But they stand.
Holy
They
fucking
stand
character
aside.
sheet.
You know what? Actually, hold on. I'm going to pull up his character sheet too because I need to see a couple of things. So,
I
where was he? Ah,
feel like I need to be drinking at this one right now.
yeah. I'm gonna just put it in an extra sheet. Yeah, big things are happening.
Exciting.
Henry and Michael are arguing over the earring.
I'm going to say you have the opportunity to follow along right quick if you want to. Okay. All right. So, yeah, most of the guards get out of his way, and of course the commotion, the word running alongside. Why do you got to send me secret messages now? You know how many screens I got pulled up, people?
I didn't.
I know it wasn't you, but still, I got to read this before I go on.
Well, it wasn't me, so was there only one?
Yeah, you know who it was, guys, but if it comes up in the other... But still, I said big things are happening, and now I got to stop the dramatic to read. Okay. Michael, unless you're actually casting magic, you're... Because he's calm. Randolph is calm. In fact,
That's why Trevor is inwardly panicking.
Yeah, he is very... when he tells people what's going on, he does it in a confident, reserved voice. He doesn't even raise his voice to talk to them. But
Trevor's just like,
other people,
I prefer him yelling.
other people, however, are running around. Things are being known. So, of course, Marcus and his group come out to confront him. As Randolph says, I have evidence that Atticus is working as a traitor to the king, to the line of William. He is not the king of this country. He is a traitor to it. You will stand aside. Marcus just laughs at this. And Michael, cast your spell. Let me find him. What's the DC?
17.
Okay. Is that a wisdom save?
Yep.
Okay.
And because I'm casting it level 5, I'm going to do it on any guards as well. Target one additional creature for each spell slot above the first. So 4 guards around him.
Okay, I'm just double checking something here because let's see. Let me check the guards real fast. I got to pull up so many different things, so give me just one more second because I didn't have all of these guys pulled up when I didn't think you were going to fight them. Okay.
That was probably a very bad idea.
16. Okay, the guards do seem to bend to your will, and they seem less likely to follow along, even though they now know that you're the ones who weren't affected definitely notice you casting. As Marcus, who didn't seem even slightly swayed by this, simply tells the remaining guards, execute these traitors. And then all hell breaks out as they point their staffs in your general direction. I don't know how I'm going to handle this, but roll initiative if you're in the vicinity. Because he brought some people. Michael is going last. Oh, dear God. Okay. I'm not going to include every single person that's involved in this. The lower end people will get involved with each other, so we only have to focus on the main ones. Oh, give me just a second, guys. I gotta get everybody in order. This was just going to be his people, so let me just go with everybody beat you.
It could just be easier to have the two big groups go on the same initiative.
That's why I was going to say, that's a fair way to do it. I'll have Marcus's group be one, and Randolph will be another, and you guys act on your roles. So thank you for that.
You're welcome.
All right. Randolph will be second, and you guys are... Michael still technically goes before Trevor because... Okay. So yeah, all hell breaks loose. The Black Hand and the Powered Knights will be fighting each other, so that's going to be chaotic, but I'm not going to roll what happens with them. Because, again, there's only so much I can do. Danielle, can you handle Randolph's attacks on my behalf?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
I am going to quickly say to both of them over the earring, you two fools need to just come back here. We need to stay out of this. What are you doing?
And the attacks start flying. What was Randolph's armor?
He is 23.
Okay, well then that one
He's a dope ass motherfucker.
Yeah. Then Marcus's first attack will miss. What does this one have in terms of attack? This would be an interesting one. All of you need to make a dexterity check, please.
Randolph too?
Yes, Randolph too.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Okay. You all failed. So when the dragon inhales and lets out a green mist, you all take, we're going to go with the average, 22 acid damage.
Oh, freaking acid damage. Damn it.
And
22?
Yeah, 22. And now Randolph may attack.
Hold on, I have to do math for 2 characters now. Hold on.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a bit. Like I said, this is hell. But hey, you're the ones who put us on this path. So have fun.
Okay, so okay, you're gonna have to give me a second here. So whatever.
Is
I don't
only
know
a
what he
half
has.
dragon.
Michael? Michael, answer me,
Yes.
please. Please answer me.
There's a lot going on.
At his level, does he have 1 or 3 attacks?
What are you doing?
I'm legitimately not sure. I think he gets 3 attacks, but
Okay.
I don't know because I don't. Um,
3 attacks because he's used 3 attacks on me.
okay,
Okay.
that's good to know. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, we're gonna use the bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Okay,
I don't know why I'm sending that to you, but there you go.
that's fine. That was its attack.
Yeah, it's just gonna be another great sword to matches.
Okay, but it hits at a 25, and I take it he's aiming for Marcus.
Yes.
Okay, so he takes 7 points of force damage. Good to know.
It's not bad. Okay, so then great sword. 1, 2,
All right,
3.
all of those will hit.
Okay, so
Tally it up. Good God.
15, 16, 31 plus 13 is 44.
44 plus the 7. All right. Okay. Good God. I've created monsters. And I suck at math. Okay. That was a pretty good hit. Now, Michael can go.
Michael uses his bonus action to give bardic inspiration to Randolph, and his actual action is just try and sway the crowd to take the side of Randolph.
Anyone who isn't in the fight, got the hell out of there.
Oh, shite.
Remember, this is a battle between 2 armies, right? Or 2. Basically, there's probably about 6 armor knights and 6 black hand, and they're trying to kill each other. You guys are dealing with the generals. I'm going to.
Since Rihanna didn't really get a clear answer for them, she starts to panic and thinking, "Oh God, I can't lose these guys too." So she takes off towards the castle. So you'll just have to let me know at which point she will arrive.
I'm going to say, because this is big, you can show up at the end of the next round, so you will go after Trevor next time. All right. So, Michael, there's no one to sway. So, what is your actual action?
I'm going to use one of my greater healing potions inside of the atomizer then, and spray it at Randolph.
Okay.
Keep him.
Give him the health. Randolph gets 13 health back. Trevor, it is now your turn.
Okay. This piece. Okay. Good to know what that does. I am going to get up beside Randolph and take my 2 swings at Marcus.
Okay.
Using my bonus action to light the sword.
Okay. Holy crap. Okay,
Hello, Trevor.
let me do a critical hit for you. Permanently receive a scar on the side of your face. Okay, so no extra damage, but you scar Marcus badly.
That's fine. He scarred me.
Okay, what is your grand total here?
Okay, so 13 and 7 is 20, 29 plus 14.
Okay.
15, I'm sorry.
All right, 29 plus 15.
34? No,
44.
44.
Okay. All right. Now it is Marcus's turn again. And I wish it had shown this in a way I can make better use of knowing what their abilities are. Give me just a second. Because he's coming out of this with... oh, yeah, he gets to make 2 attacks. I should have been rolling higher. Okay. because of that little scar you just gave him, he is going to hit you with. Ooh, there's an 18 and a 22.
18. The 18 misses.
Okay. So
The 22 will hit.
okay. You're going to take. Let me actually roll this up because he did add something extra to this attack. But first, you're going to take 7 plus. You're going to take 11 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
And then, let me find more dice. I need more dice because he just hit you with a staggering smite. 12, 13, 15 points of psychic damage. And then the half dragon, let's do a quick check to see if her power recharges. It does not. Is going to use a different attack. She is going to aim for Randolph. That's a 23 to hit.
Just hits.
All right. He's going to take 18 points of acid damage as she throws a caustic bolt at him. Let's see. The two other sides are fighting, but that'll mostly depend on who wins this round. That means
the demon armor doesn't give anything, right?
no.
I don't think so.
It would have added to his AC, which has already been factored in, and gives him an unarmed attack. But that was about it.
Okay.
Okay. So now it is Randolph's turn.
Okay. I'm gonna have the spiritual weapon take a swing.
Okay. That hit.
22.
Yep. I did not.
11.
Okay. I really didn't base him off the strongest opponent. He hits hard, but he's got a glass jaw apparently. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Two of those hit. The 28 and the 23 both hit.
So 15 and 15 is 30.
Oh. Okay. As he slashes once, twice, Marcus's body actually turns to ash and crumbles, leaving only his armor and what looks to be like a bone charm that was carved. As he hits the ground, everyone on his side freezes. And Michael, it is your turn.
Michael is going to pretty much try and use this point to turn everybody towards what Randolph had said, because that could be used as evidence. So if he can, just persuade the frack out of everyone on that.
All right, that's a persuasion check. So make your speech and roll persuasion. Let me just.
This is what the commander was talking about the entire time. Do you need more evidence than this?
Most of the people do stop fighting. Trevor, it is now your turn.
I'm going to hold my action and wait.
All right. Rihanna, this is about the time you showed up. So I'm going to say you were there to see Marcus die. You still have a black half dragon and a number of these powered knights that are standing there.
I will run up next to Michael and I'm looking around, and I will just sort of say, who do I have to kill?
Just hold off on it. We'll know in a second if they decide to keep fighting.
Okay.
Okay.
I am going to say that not everyone, really responded well to what Michael just said. Several of them did, but you do see two of them. one actually shouts out, "For our Lord Atticus," and you hear a click. Everyone needs to make a dexterity check.
Check or save?
Check or save?
Save. A save.
Jesus,
Check, that was
Randolph.
not good.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
At least I made it. I hope.
Let
Probably
me
not.
find more dice.
No.
Okay, I just need one more. Where is it? Oh, no, I'm dropping stuff. Okay. So, I really did not come up with a very good DC. We're going to call it DC of 15. So, everybody who beat a 15 only takes half damage from the 2 fireballs as these guys blow themselves up. The first one. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 18, 21. Let me write this down so we don't forget. 21. 10, 15, 18, 20, 28. A grand total of 49. Now let me roll for some of the people who weren't so big on blowing themselves up. Yeah. Most of them take the damage pretty severely as well, but no one else explodes. Now let me check for the dragon. Ooh, the dragon didn't do very well.
Wait, how many points of damage do we take? Sorry.
A grand total of 49 fire damage.
Yep, Michael's down on the ground.
Okay.
I got a little roasty toasty.
I'm naturally resistant to fire damage.
So you
I only
take-
take half anyway.
Well, you're a rogue. You could, if you made it. Oh wait, no, you didn't make it. Never mind.
So she took half, and then she took half again, if I understand correctly.
I believe so.
But
Well, I didn't make.
But Michael is charred on the ground, as the rest of the powered armored knights who are a little bit. They don't really know what to make of this. They've seen a lot of things. The half dragon is, just kind of snarling and lifts her hand up to a necklace, mutters a word, and vanishes. Because the only person who might have been able to stop that spell is Toasty on the ground. Oh, I forgot to check for some of the other black hand. Let me just do a few
I
more
lay
rolls.
hands on Michael.
Okay, how much health do you give him?
I give him how much do I have? I have Paladin level times 5, so you can have 5 whole hit points.
Is more than he had.
And I'm gonna give 5 to myself because I'm a little roasty toasty.
Okay, but
And that's all I got.
all right. But with that, the fight appears to be over. The rest of the powered knights were actually swayed by, the fact that their commander died, and Michael's speech really kind of kept them from thinking that suicide by firebomb was a good idea. But they're in really bad shape, I should add. So, they might be. They probably couldn't put up much of a fight at this point. And I was just going to check on one more thing. Where were they? Oh, they weren't mine. So anyway, I'm going to say that the Black Hand survived too, because I can't find their stats right offhand. But I'm pretty sure that they're probably not in great shape either. By all rights, I could probably say that fireball kills most of them, but I'm going to say everybody hangs on just barely. As Randolph just turns to everyone who can see him and says, Atticus has betrayed us all. I will take the fight to him. I will wrest control of this country from him. If you wish to stand by my side, under my protection, stay in this city. If you don't, You have 24 hours to get out. He sheathes his sword, and he just starts to walk away.
Rihanna had dropped her knees next to Michael when he dropped. So when Trevor revives him, I'll just be like, "Oh God,
I ain't going.
why'd you try to get yourself killed? What is wrong with you?"
I haven't died yet. Again.
You're
I
welcome.
can't lose you.
You're not gonna lose me. Not yet. Not for a very long time.
I walk
But, oh
over.
God, does anybody have any burn oil?
Hold on, Michael. I got some new thing I learned. Let me
Oh,
try.
wait a minute. Michael, I forgot. Michael made a dex, a critical fail.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I'm just like, here. I got this new spell I learned. I'm gonna try it.
okay. So basically, all that happened when Michael, oh, wait, no, he wasn't casting the spell. Nope, nothing unusual happened. So, okay.
You have 9 more hit points.
Oh, I should have picked this card for him, which was Wrath of the Maid. It's this attack deals. Nope, it didn't have any effect on him. Okay, so yeah, you're back up. People are trying to make sense of all the chaos.
You have 14 hit points, Michael.
Yes, I do.
Rihanna, there's a chuckle in the back of your head, and you think your patron is very entertained by what's happening around you today. Michael, you hear a chuckle in the back of your head. Someone's very entertained in what's happening today.
What's going on?
We're pawns. We're very much pawns. At this point,
I
you
will
just pretty
say
much...
you guys make a perception check. I'll let everyone do this.
Really? It has been a night of critical failures and critical successes for me.
It really has. Michael and Trevor, you both look up on top of the roof of the castle, and you can see a raven cloaked figure just watching all of this. Michael, you can actually make out as he gives you a little salute and turns into an unkindness of ravens before flying away again. But I'm going to tell you this much. The chuckle in the back of your head does not sound like the voice of the Raven King.
No, it sounds like the voice of the guy who tried to give me the knives in the book.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Although, I guess if you want to try and make a check to see if you can link anything to that particular character.
Yeah, let's do that.
Alright, it needs to be intelligence based. I'll let you do it as a religion.
Can I do it as a history? No,
no, because you're pretty sure he's a god. So,
nope.
All right, just for fun, that was really low. Go ahead and do a history check. I got something I can include. Okay. You suddenly have a bit of a flashback to a crazy, disheveled person in Sigil who looked at you with vacant eyes and said, "The dark sun has not yet set on you." And
I looked at Trevor. I need to get back to Sigil.
Now?
Not now. At some point, because I need to question somebody.
Well, I mean,
Michael wouldn't really know this, but he does. He would have known that this crazy person ran around to a lot of people and then sort of disappeared a couple days later.
Yeah, he can remember that because there was a big rumor about this guy. He was the prophet.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Guys, that's a pretty big event. Randolph has basically just called himself the king of this region. The city will be known as Trevelia.
Huh?
And Is there anything else you want to do? Because I don't know what else you guys can do, but you've been on it the past few days.
I'm going to, when I hear the little chuckle in the back of my head and I recognize it, I'll just kind of say, kind of quietly, but out loud, like, Kratz, really? Now you really? Just so you know, I'm going to kill this imposter. I hope that makes you happy.
And you hear the phrase he once told you, watch the world burn.
Yes, I will.
Oh, great. We're all gone.
Guys, I mean, if you have anything else, we can keep going, but
Michael's going to try and disseminate as much information as he has about these things to the general public, just to make them aware.
There are already town criers who are being given information. It's getting out there fast. Granted, it's really confusing as nobody knows what to believe. The powered knights are being taken in by the surviving Black Hand. But
Can I get that pendant that Marcus had?
yeah, you can grab it. Nobody's going for his armor.
I don't care about the armor. I want the pendant.
You can take it.
Okay.
Trevor, what's your brother planning to do?
That's what I'm going to go find out.
Well,
Because unfortunately, I'm going to be sticking with him through this.
Can I
that's
go?
fine. Let him know.
I might be a little bit toasty, but at least I can add some entertainment.
Let Randolph know that I am available for anything he needs done. You know my skill set. You know what I can do. All he's got to do is say the word.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Well, like you said, Atticus is a traitor, so.
I'm going to infiltrate and I'm going to kill him.
We need to make an update to our Acquisitions Incorporated franchise when our friend gets back.
Actually,
my
Michael,
God.
we didn't go into all of the different job sets, but there is a you basically have a notebook that you can write notes in, and they receive it. So you can go ahead and make. It's only useful for things like this. Don't think you can pass valuable information in the middle of a fight, but when you get ready to, you can send Saravax a note, more or less, and he responds back. Omen will be sending the bill to King Randolph.
Oh, he's not gonna like me for that. Oh, fuck it.
You guys were agents of Acquisitions Inc. who helped to ferret out a traitor. Actually, he does probably need to wait until someone actually wins the war. They'll hang on to the invoice until there's a clear victor.
Yes.
Trevor, do you think that Randolph would be open to some reinforcements? Extra help?
Possibly.
I made contacts while we were in Sigil. I may be able to get us some
Let him
mercenaries.
simmer down a minute.
I'm just saying.
I can talk to him about it, probably. Maybe. I don't know what his plan is right now. I'm going to take some time and try to figure things out.
When you talk to him, could you say that hit that he gave me at the temple pot quite possibly knocked sense into me so hard it took so long to get into?
I want to call bullshit on that one. Because none of us have any sense whatsoever.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what I'm doing.
I just followed my brother into a damn feud.
Yep. I tried to tell y'all to stay out of it.
I don't have a choice.
I am trying to save as many lives as I possibly can. I don't think I save that many. I think this is maybe a hell of a lot worse. I'm going to try and mitigate as much collateral damage as I possibly can.
Oh, and guys, the three of you get 5 plot points for this.
5 whole plot points. Holy Jesus!
Actually,
I'm racking them
Michael,
up.
you get you're gonna get 7 because you stopped a bunch of people from blowing themselves up. I mean, granted, you
Oh,
survived.
shit.
Had 6 of those guys exploded, you probably all would have died. So that should have been reward enough.
Looking at Randolph's health, he probably would have been the only still been standing.
Probably. But
I didn't take that much damage
okay, there would have been 2 people left standing if 6 of them had exploded.
because I had evasion and resistance. So
I'm at 50 hit points.
I got more than you.
Hey, this is the most I've hurt you guys in a while. I should have had them all explode, but
Don't be
That would have
jerk,
been
man.
interesting.
But Michael actually made himself really useful today.
yes, he did.
That's I'm impressed.
That's probably gonna piss off Randall even more.
Probably.
You're still alive.
Why are you still
How are you
alive?
still alive? How are you being useful? You used to be this idiot that just wandered around doing random shit that I had to deal with. Now you're actually helping.
Now you're a useful idiot.
I would say at this point, I'm gonna help Michael's crispy ass get up off the ground,
Yes.
and I'm gonna take him back to the manor. I know, Trevor, you were gonna go do something with your brother.
Yeah, I don't want to know what you kids are going to.
I'm gonna take him back and try to make him comfortable and make Christmas. Just gonna tend to his wounds.
Make him comfy. Yeah,
Just shut up,
Nope.
Trevor.
And with all this, you also hear a tiny clapping. Oh, you guys are so much fun! As Pip Kip makes himself visible to you.
Pip Kip.
Where were you during all this?
Yeah, you guys told me to stay out of it. I stayed out of it.
That is true.
Pip Kip.
Wait, I'm not there.
You have the opportunity to sow a lot of chaos to some very bad people who might be just stupid enough to take some deals.
That's why I'm hanging around you.
Oh, yeah. How would you like to take down a king?
Ow!
Tell me more.
We'll keep you around. Just act when we ask. Because if we just let each other act randomly, it's going to not really work all that well.
Being around you guys has been fun and profitable so far. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a few prisoners of war I need to go have a chat with. And he vanishes again.
God, that's annoying.
Hey, he's got a use. I mean, look at me. I'm annoying, and you love me.
Rena will just kind of put her hands on her hips and give him a look with a cocked eyebrow and be like, "Don't push it."
I'm not.
I say over the earring, I told you.
All right, so I think as things are starting to wind down, you help a limping, slightly charred Michael back to the manor.
I'll
Where-
flag us down a taxi of sorts to get us there.
Oh, do you think anybody's going to pick up Mr. Crispy?
Yes, they will.
Does the mending on the suit actually work at this point still? Because I'm just taking
The
two
suit is
fireballs.
slowly mending itself. You think in about a day it'll be covered again. You, however, look like you were just standing in the middle of a bonfire. Now, in about a day, thanks to some rest, you'll clean up, but
I may have something that'll help with that.
I just grew back my hair.
Trevor, there's a lot of chaos going on right now. Randolph doesn't have time just to chat. So you're basically told if you're not, helping, you're going to have to leave.
No, he's gonna help and do what
Okay.
he can.
All right.
He isn't looking for casual conversation.
Yeah. Okay. So you're helping. It's right now. It's just getting things in order and finding out who's loyal to him. But
Right.
we'll go over that more in downtime because hey, we had to come back in a week to this. Oh, wow. Yeah, so much has been happening, and I love that way this one turned out. Guys, join us in a week when we come back to. Wow, the city's changed names 3 times in a day. We'll see you in a week, guys. I got
I
nothing
caught
else.
the hint of the city. I think that was really sweet.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you around.